Hey John, you there?
Hey Mark, how you going? Just about.
Yeah, good, mate. You're really quiet.
Sorry mate, is that better?
A little bit, but my brother's been quiet as well, so maybe... So I've never done any broadcasting.
Just hang on a minute, Mark. How do I do this? You'll be right mate, just talk normally, just follow my lead, we'll be okay.
So I'm just watching it from the Facebook stream when we're commentating, is that right?
Yep.
Yep. Alright, no worries.
No worries. I'm about to just flick over to a different screen and I'll play the Mark Larkham footage. Okay.
What time's the race kick off? 2?
Yeah.
Alright, well I'm just gonna run back upstairs and I'll come back in about 5 to 2.
Yep, no worries Mark. Sounds good.
Go from there.
Too easy. I'll see you then.
Alright, cheers man, I'll see you in a little while.
Cheers mate. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final round of the Bathurst of the East Coast Series, live from Bathurst for the Bathurst 500. I'm going to be joined shortly, as you would have just heard, by a new co-commentator today, with Mark Duggan coming to join me, and we also have coming to join Nathan Brown when he gets available after he finishes with some family commitments. So, welcome to Bathurst. This is our last race of the series, round 15. And just to warm everybody up, we'll play.
Very worthy winner. Because there's nothing like it. This is Mount Panorama. This is Bathurst.
As soon as you head out on this mountain, it is total commitment for every single millimetre.
Right, cars are gridded up now.
If you can't make the judgment call 120 metres into 1,000 kilometres to just be a little bit sensible, don't start the race.
The Super Chief Auto Bathurst 1000 erupts.
And the charge to turn 1.
Okay, it's a great corner, second gear. The engine's right in its sweet spot. But remember, whilst you've got to carry mid-corner speed and use that exit curb, you want to get to 100% throttle early, so don't get too greedy. Don't get caught up in the moment. The moment is 6 hours later. If I can offer you one free bit of advice, every single time you exit the pit lane, you grab your belts and you tighten them. And every other lap you think of it, you tighten them again. And after a pit stop, whether they've changed the brake pads or not, tattoo it under your eyelids. Pump the brake pedal, because if they put the pads in and you forget, fuel on the road, you're a goner. Griffin's Bend, right? It's one of the toughest on the circuit. If you don't get this one right, psychologically, you're gone for the rest of the lap. It's about 260 on the way in, remember? And you've got to knock off 130 k's an hour. But you've got to do that on the bumps on the way in. But let me give you a tip. When you're challenging for Griffin's Bend, either make the commitment or get the hell out of it. We're approaching the cutting. If I can't tell you anything simpler than this, there is one racing line up there. Make sure you're on the tram tracks. There is no room to put your front right tyre even a foot outside of where it needs to be.
The track is jammed.
Idiot, I'm sorry.
When we come up to Reed Park, you need to hug the wall. Put the car right over there, hard on the wall, but be careful, don't overuse the curb on the inside. It'll feed you into the wall.
Drama here.
This is a great part of the circuit where we go from going up the hill and we transform to going down the hills. And no more beautiful sight than your revs in front of you, bang, 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 bang. So we're out of Reed Park and now we're going to head down to that damn grate, right? It's a horrible, dirty drain up against a wall on the right-hand side of the circuit. Now, the problem here is you've got to commit really, really early. And you don't know, because nowhere in Australia does your front tyre and your car get more downward load than at the grate. You don't know way back then if your power steering is going to suffer it or it's going to give up and feed you into the fence. So we've got through the grate. We're now heading through Sulman to McPhillamy Park. This is Mount Panorama. This is where you need to be thinking corners ahead of where you are. You can't see the roadway up ahead, but you're going to average from the cutting all the way to Skyline around 200 kilometres an hour. This ain't kids' play.
Big moment.
So you've got through the top of the mountain, you've done the tough driver stuff. Now, throw that bit away, you're going to be a ballerina.
That's the view from Skyline. Go for break time.
You're going to need to dance all the way down through the S's
The descent starts.
until you arrive at the dipper. When you get to the dipper, yeah, sure, it looks really cool with two wheels hanging up in the air. You can't get the throttle on, can you, with two wheels in the air? Get the thing back on the deck. And the moment your rear tyre hits the ground is the same moment your right foot hits the firewall. You'll weave through the concrete walls, but don't get too clever until you get an inch away from them. There's nothing to be gained by doing that. This is the second time, and the only other time in the lap, that you're not going to feel your front tyre. You're going to come over the little crest there, and a ton of rocks you won't want to pull up. So this is where you need to be really measured, slow it up, because your big drama here is going to be understeer. The car does not want to turn there.
They're tagging.
For goodness sake, be aware of what's going on around you. If there's one gap you can leave open for your competitors, it's right there. Think about this. You need to either position yourself out right, commit yourself to Conrod Straight and your top speed, or you're going to need to defend, because that is one of the great spots for attack. And if you're going to defend, there is nothing surer you are going to compromise your straight line speed. So if you're going to defend, you defend. You block him, you pull him up, so you get your foot to the gas first.
This is wild. This is as fast as it gets.
Now, I don't care what cars you've driven in your career or where you've driven them. There is nowhere else that you're going to go where a tonne and a half of race car at 300 kilometres an hour actually feels like a tonne and a half of race car at 300 kilometres an hour. And you're approaching what is the fastest corner in Australian motorsport, the Chase. You want a tough bit of roadway? That's it. You want to talk about commitment? This is it. You come down here, you'll see there's a metre of tarmac that's been laid down on the left-hand side of that for you to use every single lap. If for one lap you do not go out there and use that,
Is an almighty crash.
you're going to compromise your lap time and compromise your result. So you need to use that every lap. And why do you need to do that? You need to get the car around there. At 300 kilometres an hour, do not lift your right foot off the throttle until the car is squared up, and when it is, and only then, you put your foot on the brake and you push it so damn hard that you want to bend the brake pedal. He goes, he's into the side of him. They run into each other. He's blocked out brake. He's going to redress. He's going to redress. Oh no, they're all gone. This is huge in Australian motorsport. Next corner. So you've got 6 kilometres of the 6.213 kilometre circuit done. Do not get it wrong here. He's going to win this thing today. Finish the job right now.
Will Davison might get this done. Nothing in it. He wins it by a car length.
So that defines this mountain. That defines this race. Do you want to win it? Everyone wants to win it. If you can't first beat the mountain, you will never win this race.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a little bit of a lead in to what we can expect today as we get ready to get going. Just bear with me. That's it. And I'd like to welcome my co-host, who most guys know I've got with me tonight. It's a special guest in Mark Duggan. Mark, welcome. You there, Mark? He's not back yet. Okay, so we will have a quick look at the track. I hope you all enjoyed, courtesy of 10 Sport and YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed Mark Larkham. I find that very inspirational, and if that doesn't get you excited about what we've got ahead of us with 500 Ks, we will be there. And of course, the real event is next weekend by itself, so time will tell. So we have NATO still to give me an ETA, but he's on his way. And we have another 6 minutes of practice before we get started. So for those who watched the qualifying top 10 shootout show we had a little bit earlier, you'll all be aware that we have on pole Michael Whiting and Blake Warboys a further position back. And the big outstanding drive, of course, was Jamie McKnight and Ash Barella putting himself up into the top group, which was another sensational performance by him. So a big shout out to everyone watching at home. If you're watching at home, let us know in the chat who you're supporting and who you'd like to see do well today. And also let us know what you think's going to happen, because I think this is going to be an outstanding finish to what's been an awesome season. And of course, I'll get Ben later to chuck up in the chat as well the entry details for next season starting in January, which should be an exciting season as well. A few minor changes going on in the background to the formats, but sticking pretty well much to the same concept of a series where we race with no aid assists, which makes more of the driver's ability stand out, and a series that'll be over 15 races again and be quite exciting to see. So there's another 5 minutes. We'll just have a quick run through the track layout just so that everyone can have an understanding of the corners. And of course we start on Pit Straight heading into Hell Corner, then up Mountain Straight, up into Griffin's Bend, and then we come up through the cutting, through the quarry, through Reed Park, through Suleiman Park, up past the Great into McPhillamy Park, through Skyline, through the S's, down through the Dipper, into Forest Elbow, down Conrod Straight, into the Chase, then finish the lap off in Murray's Corner. I'm probably not as exciting as Mark Larkham describing it, but the lap length is 6.21 kilometres. There's 23 corners on this circuit. And surprise, surprise, James Scott doesn't hold the record. It's been held by Brady Myers with a 202.382, which is a pretty extraordinary time when you start comparing things and thinking about it. And we will continue to probably see some really good lap times today as well, as the boys got down into the low 203s for quali, which was great stuff. And we're also waiting for the grid to come up in a minute, which I'll get sorted as the boys have got thingo. So the things to look out for today, I think, as everyone's aware, Blake has a 43-point lead in the series with the 2 drop rounds, and Jamie McKnight in second has really got to win the race and hope for some ill fortune with Blake, or Blake to wind up further down the field. And the other highlight thing for those at home who are not aware, the other one is Harrison Dengate is not with us today. So our man running in P3 battle with Christian Smart is not in that contest either due to go-karting commitments with the New South Wales Championships. So Harrison and 2 of the other WK&P boys, Blair Van Ree and Ryan Van Ree, are in Newcastle at the moment, battling it out to win blue plates, which I've got a feeling, hopefully we might get some confirmation a bit later on today, that they've been a bit successful, which will be interesting to see. And a big shout out to Troy Maguire and Daniel Norris and Mark Dial. Good to see a few boys jumping on already, getting in the chat. Let us know who you think's going to win and what's going to happen here as we come into the last 2 minutes of practice. Of course, these boys are about to settle in for 81 laps around Bathurst. 500 kilometres. If you want to put it into real terms, what we're basically doing is these guys are doing 2 double stints back to back. So they're doing 4 stints in one hint. Half of a Bathurst 1000 by themselves, no stops, in a circuit where little errors that will come in later with fatigue will hurt, will make a difference, and will be really, really, going to test everyone's mental limits as well as their physical limits, particularly these guys that wind up their direct drives really strong. So we'll see. And of course, we've got Michael Whiting, as I said before, from Fishy on pole. So the Fishy Motorsports boys are well represented today, and so are the Hypersonic boys. And with 2 WK&P cars in the top 10 as well, along with the 2 United Sim Sport Synergy team members. So I think we're in for a good show when the time comes. And it's been pretty exciting now as we're getting very close to start time, with less than a minute to go. And I'm just going to do a little bit of quick of housekeeping in here by myself, so just bear with me for 1 second. Just got, and that's better. Righto, so as we come in now to the last minute of the race, and Mark Dial is going to put his money on Christian Smart for the win. Pretty much a brave move, I think. Thought a very smart move. Christian, of course, being one of the regular Vets drivers, and has partnered with Jamie in the Bathurst race before here as well, particularly in Vets. And he has proven himself to be a very, very good driver in the sense of what he's capable of doing around this circuit. Jamie McKnight, of course, is now in the Commodore tonight and on this afternoon, and I believe he's been taking some coaching from Stephen Varga on how to change gears and not blow up engines. So hopefully Jamie will get through this race without an engine failure. As the boys start to take the grid, let's have a look at the grid for round 15. Of course, as I said, Michael Whiting on pole with Jamie McKnight in second, followed by Blake Warboys, WK&P Simsport, with Ash Barella sharing the second row for WK&P. Christian Smart in fifth, Josh Drage, Michael Stewart, Scotty McCune, followed by Paul Young and Dave Coleman, and Rob Carmichael, Nicholas Loveridge round off the first Page, and then in 13th Nathan Gore, 14 Darren Shannon, Timmy Nichols and Pecky from Pecky Performance Racing back on the next row, Mario Reali, Andrew Archer, Tyrone Anderson, Frank Hodak in 20th, Andrew Hoffman 21st, Paul Hayes from Scorpion Esports leading that team out there in 22nd, Troy Sipple, Todd Martin, big shout out to Rushy from Scorpion of course. And then, of course, after that, we've got Dave Garbett, Roy Clark representing PRA. Big shout out to the boys from the PRA faithful. Shane Ewans, Nathan Cook, Dylan Gray back in 29, Darren Crosby 30th, Michael Dumbrell starting from the back of the grid in 31st. And, of course, Shannon McMillan from WK&P is today's safety car driver. So we are getting set to go racing. As we just... We're not far away now as the boys get on the grid. And we're just about all set to go. As I've lost, go back to live. And of course, the boys will be about to go. I'm not sure whether Ben's given me 3 or 2 minutes, but we're not far away, I think. Engine's revving up. And I'm just going to bring in my special guest host, Mark Duggan. Mark, welcome, mate. The boys are about to kick off here.
Thanks, John. Yeah,
Green flag.
Good race.
And lights have gone green. A great start by Ash Barella, getting past McKnight. Warboys getting to the outside of Whiting, going too wide through Hell Corner. Looks like everyone down the back there's going to get through safely as well, which is good to see.
Yeah, looks like a good clean start from everybody.
Very clean start. Warboys with the inside line going into Griffin. And holds off. Barella fed out wide a bit there, allowing McKnight back in. And looks like Josh Drake has got inside there as well.
Yeah, just compromised his exit of Griffin's bend and he lost a bit of speed, but he's got going again.
Managed to keep it out of the wall, which is the main thing, as the boys now come up into Solomon.
It's important a race this length. You just got to settle into your own rhythm.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, I think, in that sense. A lot of these young guys sort of struggle to find that rhythm very early on. And as we come into Forest for the first time, Warboys leads out. Whiting, McKnight, Smart, Barella a further 2 seconds back in 5th. It's got past Drage again. And then Scotty McCune, Coleman, Carmichael, Young. So the boys are starting to settle in a little bit.
That's a great start from Blake. Michael's in the draft down there.
And it looks like Blake is going to hang on to lead the first lap with a further 80 to go. And we'll just try and work out why that's not showing. As we head up the mountain straight for the second time, the boys are all still fairly well bunched up. Is this lead 4? I've got a feeling they're going to be like this for most of the day, these 4.
Yeah, the key, I guess, is just manage and minimise your mistakes and don't make a big one.
Well, that's the big thing. Blake's got to really just keep his nose clean and just drive his own race, not worry about Jamie, and just make sure he's consistent. And Jamie gets a bit sideways there going over Reed Park.
Yeah, well, we know the thing about Jamie is he's got the ability to just tough it out all day at a decent pace with minimal mistakes. He can feel safe. He's got a good race brain, Jamie.
Oh, Michael a little bit wide there. Of course, for those who don't know, Mark Duggan. Mark is a regular vets driver, been around the iRacing scene for a very long time. Very well respected driver. Raced a hell of a lot against Jamie, so as well as a lot of the other vets boys we've got in this series. So it's very lucky to get Mark to drop in and join us today.
Race a lot of these boys. I don't do many officials or anything anymore, but I know Michael is a great driver, and Rob Carmichael and other the fishy boys, they're all really strong drivers. The thing about, especially Rob, you can jump in any car and he's fast.
Yeah, you're not wrong there with Rob. The old fishy boys stream was one of the things that got me into iRacing, jumping in and watching what the boys are up to.
Yeah, I often drop in and watch a few of their streams. They're always good value.
And as we go into lap 3, Blake's still leading the boys. The boys are all still fairly well close together here, except Dash has dropped it back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Blake's put he's got a 204.3 there, and Michael Whiting with a 204.8, Jamie with a 204.8. So Blake's got a bit of pace by the look of it.
Pulling away a little bit, so further down the back, Michael Dumbrell's already made up 8 spots. And Roy Clark still plugging away in 22nd, he's up 4 spots as well.
Scott McKeown just made a good move on Josh Drage.
Might just drop back there and have a look what's going on, Scotty.
Yeah, there's a good train form behind Scott and Josh, Rob Carmichael, David Coleman, Paul Young, Linus Stern there, Michael Stewart. Pretty intense racing back there.
Definitely is. Let's jump on the nose of Michael Stewart here and have a look from the gyro. Of course, you've just got to get that exit out of Forest Elbow so right. If you don't get it right, everyone steps away from you that much. And the draft is just so important down here.
Yeah, you start to lose contact and it's very difficult to get back on that train sometimes. Paul Young's kind of dropping in and out on my screen. I hope his internet's alright.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, he just lost him the once this scene, but he's still there. Got some boys heading up Mountain Straight.
Rob made a mistake. He's lost a little bit of ground on Josh. Josh with a bit of locking up there and going into the cutting.
Bit of panel damage there too on the side of Rob as well. So they all seem to be starting to settle in a little bit though, which is good to see. Jamie and Christian still keeping close to Michael. Blake's pulled out to a 1.4 second lead from the fishy car.
It's a handy gap early on.
Of course, I'd be very surprised if we don't have a couple of safety cars today.
Yeah, well, that's what the mountain's renowned for, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I wonder if Rob's lost a little bit of straight line speed with that damage on the side.
Looking at Josh pulling away, I'd probably have to suspect that, I think. Well, since the new update, the old side panel damage has really hurt, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible. But I guess that's what we want. We want to imitate real life as much as possible.
Yeah, that's correct.
Just not when I'm driving.
Well, split two towards midfield, split two down with Dave Baldock. It's definitely the last thing you want. It's make a mistake and get some damage. I know I work hard not to. Speaking of,
Interesting split two race the last round, that's for sure.
not wrong.
Times at the front are pretty even at the moment.
They're still all doing 204.8s, 204.7s.
Yeah. Blake's just got a good rhythm going at the moment. It's so hard around this place to concentrate 100% of the time for 100% of the race. So many places where it can just bite.
Oh, it does. It's a track where I personally, from my own driving here, I turn the times off. I just purely just focus on not hitting anything and making mistakes. I don't worry if I'm quick or slow. I just don't make a mistake because it does bite. There's a bit of tyre smoke coming down into here. Of course, being an open setup series as well, they'll all have slightly different setups as well, so tyre wear will be a factor as well in this.
Yep. I'm not sure, do they have any fast repairs in this?
I don't think they do. Maybe one. I'm not 100% certain on that.
Yeah, I'm just going back looking at a replay with Paul Hayes and Michael Dumbrell.
Let's have a look. Paul Hayes past Michael, looked fairly clean. I'll just go to the replay here, we'll have a look. Well, 3 wide there, going up into the cutting.
That's never fun. I mean, I feel like Paul Hayes has got... Yeah, it's a tough one. I'll leave that for race control.
Yep. Of course, we've got Ben Anthony in race control today, again, quite well known to everybody. Of course, Ash Barella's been left out wide here as well, so something's happened. Looks like Josh Trage is getting a run on Ash. Just skim back, see if we didn't miss anything. So Scotty McCune and Josh Trage have both got past Ash at the moment, and Ash has got past Rob Carmichael, so not sure exactly what's happened there. They're definitely battling hard, this group that's 5 to 10. And then of course our lead 4 are still running in the same order as the first 2 laps.
The Scots got past Ash going up into Griffin's. Kind of left Ash with nowhere to go, put him a bit wide. And then, yeah, the 3 following drivers got through as well. Second time in the race, Ash has been pushed a bit wide at Griffin's Bend.
Yep. 5-point post-race penalty for Paul Hayes for the incident you were talking about before, Michael Dumbrell.
Okay.
Ben Anthony quick to get on that one.
I heard say Paulie backed out, but it was probably just a fraction too late.
Of course, Dave Baldock was agreeing that it was about time someone did something silly. So Dave Baldock in the Facebook chat, providing all the real information. Of course, I thought David would be up and about a bit more after beating me on Thursday night.
Dave's a pretty humble guy, isn't he?
course, Roy Clark is up into 21st, up 5 spots, Dave. And we might just jump back and have a quick look at how Clarkie's going. So he's right up behind Crosby. Good little battle back here. And we've got Dylan Gray behind him in the retro livery.
Good looking livery, that one.
Yeah, it's tried to copy yours, hasn't he? Oh, and bang!
Oh,
Right on that, Darren Crosby. Big accident there. And it looks like he's got the car going, but looks like the engine might be in a bit of trouble as well. So Darren from M1 Races, another one of the Vets boys.
oh, that was a big incident, wasn't it?
Not wrong. The old commentator's curse. We'll just flick to that battle and caught it. Might just go a quick replay and have a look at that one again. That's for those who didn't quite see it.
See that in real life all the time, and we see it in sim racing all the time.
All the time. Same spot.
Another car in the wall.
Oh, Nathan Cook by looks.
Yeah.
What's Cookie done? Coming down through Skyline into the
Yeah.
S's. Oh. He's caught that one. And Tyrone Anderson at the same time. So stuff going everywhere at the moment.
Just rotated on the curb there and ended up in a bad spot.
Oh.
Anyway, you got going okay.
We got going. We'll go back to live picks. Probably should have a quick look at the front. What's going on up there? War Boys are still doing okay, getting a little lap traffic now. Of course, that's always one of the hard things of this circuit.
Crosby only just making it back into the pits. Just now he's in pit lane. Heading to pit lane.
Yeah, he's done well to get back there.
Significant amount of damage in that car, but if there's no fast repair, I would expect that's quite a lot of sitting time waiting for the repairs on that.
So a little bit of action, only 8 laps in. I thought that we would have been at least 20 to 20, about 20 laps in when the tyres started going old. But a few of these boys are pushing pretty hard, I think. As War Boys gets past the lap traffic of the Hoff.
The track temperature's just sitting at 23, so it's still reasonably cool. But if you push these cars, as you know, John, the tyres do not like it.
No, I really find that the tyre model now, you've really got to be careful, because if you do light them up, it does take a good 2 to 3 laps to cool back down again.
Yep.
As Blake Warboys continues 1 second in front of Michael Whiting, McKnight 0.4 behind, Christian Smart 0.3 behind, and these guys have bounced out to about 10 seconds now ahead of Josh Crage.
Good little battle back here with Mario Rioli and Mark Peck.
Let's go have a look at the Pecker. Good to see Mark Peck out there again, flexing his muscles.
Sitting in 18th, he's doing well. Car looks pretty clean.
Long way to go. Mario doing really well as well, another one of the hypersonic drivers.
Yeah, the hypersonic teams really stepped up their game. Especially last week at the Vets round, they were super strong. They had 3 or 4 drivers in the top 10.
The boys have been working very hard. You see them always in practice.
Yeah.
Always working together as a team in practice as well.
Yeah, and all good guys, all nice guys. Always willing to help somebody if they need help.
Yeah, we've heard that rumour too, Dave Baldock, that Pecky is switching to the Mustang next season.
He's going to be flying next season in Ford.
So, of course, Mark, another one of the regulars and Vets. And the man behind Pecky Performance Racing. So with Timmy Nichols and Josh Strage also in this series. Mario scraping the wall there, getting the sparks coming off the car. And we might just have a quick look. Another battle. Dylan Gray's still right up behind Paul Hayes. So they're still battling away. And we might just have a look at another battle pack that's going on. We've got Nicholas Loveridge, who's under a bit of pressure from Timmy Nichols as he chases down Michael Stewart in front of him. And then, of course,
unfortunately for Michael Dumbrell, caught in that incident with Paul Hayes, it's kind of left him in no man's land at the moment.
yeah, it has. I think Michael actually started rear of field too, so he's doing it a little bit out of position to begin with.
He's improved his driving outside over the last few months as well.
Of course,
we're on lap 10, no safety cars yet.
That's good to see. Of course, Michael Dumbrell will be quite used to sitting in a sim, being a commercial airline pilot.
Yeah. Some juicy action happening coming up out of the cutting at the moment, heading up to the quarry and Tillman with Scott McCune. Oh no, he's in the wall. Dave Coleman, Paul Young's tagged him as well.
Let's go to the replay.
It was always going to be tied up through there.
Oh, looks like Paul Young's in that.
Yeah, Dave Coleman's just got a little bit out of shape on the curb.
We'll go a little bit further back. I said there was a bit of action.
Yeah, it was pretty spicy coming up out of the cutting and
Yep.
door-to-door racing. It's always difficult up through there.
Looks like the car's still running, so
Yeah, Dave and Scotty McCune door-to-door. No one given an inch.
that's right. And there's really it's a track where that's the hardest places to be. Once you get up after that cutting, you don't want to be too wide.
No, Scott done the right thing and got out of it there, but Dave just kind of got sideways on the curve and dragged poor old Paul Young into it. He was minding his own business.
Something's happened to Pecky as well. It looks like he's lost it coming out of Forest Elbow. A few things starting to happen now.
Yeah. So that's put Ash Barella right on the back of Paul Young, as well as Michael Stewart.
Here we go. Back in the train we we're just talking about. So with Peck.
Of course, Paul had a dream run on Thursday night at Vets with a solid victory. So he's got some good form at the moment, driving well.
He's had some good results in the East Coast Series as well, with a couple of podiums this season, which has been good to see. He's got a big
solid driver, Paul. Very, very good driver.
Got a big following with the PRA faithful. I know that Dave Baldock's a big fanboy. So Stewie Wallboys expecting the pit window to be about lap 24. So I expect to see him starting to come in.
Haven't looked at the front for quite a while. Might skip forward and see how they're going up front.
Yeah, Blake's still about a second in front of Whiting. Knight's still happily sitting in there, and Smart sitting in there. They're all sort of, all of them basically know the concept of it's the last hour of the race that matters.
Yeah, well, Christian and Jamie been around a long time and they're well versed on what to do to get it to the end, so no surprises that they're just probably both sitting there saving as much fuel as they can.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from those two. And if you don't know, Jamie's sure to tell you.
Well, I will give one thing, Jamie's been a massive help to me over the years. little bits of knowledge here and there. He's helped me no end to improve my driving out of sight.
I think he's more than willing to help anybody and everybody, which is one of the great things about vets. So we've got the split two rear end guys like myself, and blokes like yourself, Mark and Jamie and Carl, are always more than happy to help if you ask for it. So great community that we've got running between the East Coast Series and the Vet Series that have been organised by Ben Anthony.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to see drivers, improve not only their speed but their consistency, and it's always good to help someone out wherever you can, and this goes for everyone. Everybody's got a little bit of knowledge, and it's always good to share that knowledge amongst the sim community.
Especially with the V8s. The V8s are a monster of a car to drive. It's a fantastic car when you get it right.
Yeah, there's a real technique to it, that's for sure.
As we can see, Michael pushing up a bit more this time. He's only 0.2 behind Blake now. So definitely in the slipstream.
It'll be interesting to see what how their lap times are this lap.
He's coming across the line.
Blake at 2:05.6, Michael at 2:05.1, Jamie at 2:05 dead, Christian at 2:05 dead. I was just wondering whether Blake made a mistake somewhere on that lap.
Oh, just going to break away from this front battle for a second. We've had an incident with Roy Clark, so I'm not sure what's happened to Roy. Coming down, lost it in the dipper, managed to keep it off the walls, which is good to see. Roy, obviously taking driving tips off Dave Baldock. As we go back to the front where this battle is. They're definitely all bunched up a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah. I just wonder whether Blake's trying to conserve some fuel or... It's always hard when you're out front, you're burning more than everybody else.
That's right, you're punching the air for making the hole for all the others. Jump on with Christian and go to the nose cam. So Christian's is that little bit back still 0.8 back from Jamie. See if we can listen and see how much fuel saving they're actually doing back here.
That's the other thing about this place, you only need one missed apex or something and all of a sudden you're half a second back off the car in front.
Blake's pulled away again a little bit now, he's out to 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, well he's done it 2:05 dead, which is only 8 tenths quicker than the previous laps. I presume he made a mistake somewhere. Jamie's matching the speed.
Which is good to see.
This goes to show you how competitive it is. Well, we're 14 laps in. These guys are separated about a second and a half.
Yeah. Just watching from the roof cam, No, they're all not giving an inch. They're all still throwing it very hard at it.
This track kind of wills you on to do that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Bit of a lock up for Christian going into Forest Elbow there.
Of course, got some lap traffic in front of these boys again now.
Darren Crosby's back out there again. The car's all fixed. Looks like he's just. He's got some panel damage. I was going to say it looks like he's come off the show and fall, but it doesn't. Dave Coleman just out in the weeds there, coming out of the elbow there. Got it out. Shame for Dave.
Timmy Nichols has had a crash. I might just have a quick look what happened there. What's Timmy done? Well, kept it clean. And not the greatest spot to stop. Let's just see if he gets out of there okay.
He just got sideways going into the elbow, which is always dangerous, especially if you've got a car following you.
They're never easy. And we'll go back to live pictures of the boys up the front. Of course, SDK's just gone funny on me. Hopefully I'll get it to reload from here.
Scotty McCune having a good run, sitting in 7th place.
Let's got Paul Young behind him, so Paul not carrying too much damage from that incident earlier.
No. Hoffman in front of Scott, so...
Well, we've got a parked car on the circuit there.
Oh,
looks like Tyrone Anderson, just after the dipper, I think. Let's go and see if it was Tyrone.
It's just going to be our first safety car. It's in a pretty dangerous position there, it could be. There we go. Got the call for the safety car.
Yep. Safety car is out. And we might just jump on with Wallboys and see if he goes into the pits here.
Yeah, Ben Anthony was quickly onto that one. Well done, Ben. So we had, looks like we got Jamie and Christian pitting. Blake Warby's has kept going, and Michael Whiting has kept going. So interesting tactics here.
Youngie's kept going as well. And let's go back to live pictures, which I didn't quite over. So Scotty McCune's pitted. And just bear with me as we're under safety car.
Maybe Blake and Michael are hoping that a safety car will breed a safety car. But Jamie and Christian have got a free pit stop basically under safety car conditions.
You take that. I probably would have pitted myself, to be honest. 16 down.
Yeah, I think I would have as well.
Just going to give everyone a quick look at the track map for 2 seconds. This way I do a little bit of homework here. Try and fix up the SDK for you. Yeah, I would have pitted. I think that's pretty much the golden rule most of the time with Bathurst is to pit.
Yeah. Blake's looking at track position as king, and he's keeping it. Maybe he's got a number in his head that, oh no, he's coming in now.
Coming in now, so is Michael.
Okay, that's interesting.
makes it hard work for the safety car driver.
Sure does.
So next man on track.
Where is Jamie and Christian in relation to?
We'll jump on Jamie now. Jamie's just coming through Forest Elbow. Youngie's our race leader at the moment. And Youngie's coming in. Next man will be Jamie. So here comes Jamie now. So this is going to be tight, I think.
Yeah.
261, that's past safety car on the right.
Copy.
Of course, we've got Shannon McMillan driving the safety car today. So that's good to have the animal back in the car.
11, past safety
Looks like Paul Young's got in as well. I think Jamie's just going to sneak into the lead here.
What did we say about the old wise head?
Yeah.
Might be ugly, but it's smart.
Copy.
Wallboys off the
All
jacks. Whiting's jumped
Yeah.
Wallboys by the looks.
Oh, they're side by side. Oh, Blake's give way there.
Yeah, and here's Jamie. Oh, that is tight.
43 go through.
Oh. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much fuel. Maybe they took a little bit less fuel to get out in front. I don't know.
Not sure where we ended up sitting there, but time will tell with that one. And let's have a look to see where the safety car is. Can't see him on the list, so I'm not sure what's going on there. There he is. So the safety
he's
car
just
is on
going
track.
Yep, it's just going up towards the quarry and Stormont Park.
So the boys have picked up the safety car. Some modifications done by Shannon this week. As you can see, we've got animal on the roof.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Christian will happen. You said it.
So Christian Smart's still in fourth, so it's only really seen a change between Whiting and Warboys. Josh Drage is now into fifth, so it'll bring Drage, Carmichael, Young and Barella back up towards the front of this pack.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Michael handles the pressure of Blake and Jamie and Christian behind him.
No, there's no wave around, mate.
Copy.
I mean, Michael's a very, very good driver in his own right.
Sorry, wrong series. Give me a sec.
I was just about to intervene then, race control.
Yeah, everyone please stay to the left-hand side. 16, please pass on the right.
Copy.
I've just got race control waving a few cars through. Cleanse the field, so to speak.
Thank you, Ben. I'm on it.
So I think we've got a couple of boys that are a lap down, so
78, when you catch the field, please pass on the right. 71, we've got multiple laps down, no wave around, sorry.
lost the safety car. It's not good. We're back again.
Actually, fuck it. 71, over to the right, please.
I hope they didn't go through the broadcast.
This is outrageous. No, go 51.
Ben Anthony telling us what he really thinks.
Yep.
Go that, go through.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of drivers relieved that they're back in touch with
Just remember, boys, it was his
the
birthday
field.
weekend. He's been away. He's probably been on the pit, so you know,
They will be,
we'll help you.
I think. Brings everyone back together. You get a chance to refresh, you get a chance to have a quick drink of water and
Fucking cloudy day.
Clear your head. Yeah.
reset yourself. Let's go back to pictures here.
No comment.
That's another minor change. And
Most of the cars are looking like they've had the panel beaters work very quickly, so I'm just wondering if people have taken a fast repair.
Nick, I think he did a lot of drinking.
apologies for lost footage there, people. Just doing a couple of quick housekeeping items. So if you are following along at home, let us know who you're cheering on for. Let us know who you're supporting. Let us know who you'd like to see win. And of course, don't forget to give a shout out. Like and share our Facebook page. Up to 19 viewers at the moment, so obviously they're coming in for you, Mark, because they don't come in for me.
It's not true, man. I think the series itself is bringing in the fans.
It's just that PRA faithful, I think.
Who's PRA? Oh, now we've got 0 viewers.
Just keep an eye in your mirror for Dave Baldock next time you're on track. And Roy Clark.
I love the PRA boys. They're all good lads, good drivers. Yeah. Always up for a bit of fun.
And the EMU boys, the Banter Alliance guys.
Yeah. Like I say, they're always up for a bit of fun and some good hard racing. Love yous all.
Except Dave Baldock.
Poor old Dave, huh?
Dave's all right. Dave and I have had some epic battles this season in vets. It's been really enjoyable. Except on...
That's a great thing about iRacing. It doesn't matter where you end up. If you've got somebody you're racing with, you always have a ball.
Yeah, Ian Maltby and Dave, they're the first two blokes that look where they qualify, where are they on track. And then I think Thursday night, I could see Dave was 2 seconds up the road on me, and I bloody let it up coming out of a corner and ruined my race. But I just wanted to squeeze that extra acceleration out of it to get him. But it's always nice when I see Dave behind the blue 37.
Dave was just looking in the mirror with a big smile, eh?
Oh, don't worry. At Mid-Ohio, I was looking in the mirror with a big smile when he launched it off the back straight into the beach. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go this time around.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that the people's champ looked after me.
Yep. Here we go.
Alright, safety car's pulling away.
Yep.
So we've got Michael Whiting in P1, Blake Walbers P2, Jamie McKnight P3, Christian Smart P4, Josh Drage in P5, Rob Carmichael's moved up to P6, Paul Young P8, Ash Barella P9, and Nicholas Loveridge P10. There's your top 10.
All very tight. And I'm a bit disappointed. Shen hasn't crashed the safety car. That's very unlikely.
Still 65 or 62 laps. That can happen.
And he's got it in safe. We'll pick up the field here. Whiting, nice and slow, coming into the chase.
There's always a little bit of pressure on you when you're the lead car here. Will he feed it out of the exit of L corner, or will he wait for the start finish line? Ah, there he goes, right on the exit. Blake was ready for it.
And we are green flag racing. Blake definitely trying to pick up that slipstream along with everyone else behind Blake. Just got to settle in and be careful. Tyres will be cold. You've different fuel load in the car.
Yeah, Blake's all over the back of Michael here. Right up towards the cutting. Notice the tail action here.
And of course that pack from 5 to 10, they get to resume hostilities again as well. They've been bunched up for most of the race.
Give Rob Carmichael a good opportunity to get right up on the back of this pack now. All sorts of pressure on Josh Raj.
Of course, Josh sitting up behind Christian Smart at the moment.
Ooh, Nicholas Loveridge almost sticking his nose down in front of him. Sorry, Nathan Gore. Oh, he's just run wide on the exit of the chase.
Those boys looking all right there. Whiting's still under all sorts of pressure from War Boys as we come through Hell Corner for the 20th time. So we've just reached a quarter race distance.
Yeah, this pressure is just going to be relentless. Michael's just got to hit his marks. Them apexes. He's good enough to lead this battle pack.
A little bit loose coming through Reed Park there.
Beak is really hounding the back of Michael here.
There's no room for a mistake.
I don't think Blake's interested in saving fuel.
So that's my worry there too. If you're Blake, you've got to be careful when you ride in like that you don't wind up being first on the scene of the accident too.
Yeah.
Both you and I.
Let's come down through the chase. All still fairly well bunched up.
Rob Carmichael's still in this bunch with Josh Drage, Christian Smart, Jamie McKnight, Blake Warbies and Michael Whiting leading the way for another lap. 205 dead for Michael, 205.2 for Blake, Jamie 205.3, Christian 205.3. So some pretty good lap times there. Track temperature snuck up to 25 degrees, so it's a couple of degrees warmer than what I mentioned last time. Track will be feeling slightly breezier. A few marbles now as well.
Still got some good battles further down in the pack as well. Scotty McKim, we might just jump back and have a quick look how Scotty's going. He's got
Nathan Gore in front of him.
And Andrew Archer just behind. He's under pressure from Timmy Nichols. And Timmy, another one of the Pecky Performance Racing drivers.
That safety car helped some of these boys out to get back on, fight for a decent position.
And of course, just behind, just in front of this group, we've got Michael Dumbrell, who's worked his way up into the top 10. It's a fair drive from 21st. Sorry, from the rear of the grid, he's up 21 spots.
Michael's driving exceptionally well lately. If he flies a plane as well, good as he's driving these things, I'd be happy to fly with him.
We might just jump back to the front again. Michael Whiting's still under an enormous amount of pressure. They've bunched up a bit more behind though, I've just noticed. So Josh Stray just caught this bunch. And so has
Rob Carmichael. Yeah, it's a car race here. Rob Carmichael made a slight mistake. So if you make one mistake and you're going to lose that draft, and then you try and go on deeper on the next corner and you make another mistake. It's an awful feeling.
It is. Of course, perfect timing by Dave Baldock. He missed the spray I gave him. So hello, Dave.
Dave's probably been practicing WK&P on Thursday night, I'd say.
Pick it up from there. So Rob very close to the wall there coming into McPhillamy.
Took a big bit of curve on the exit.
Definitely a bit quicker over the top than what Drage is, I think.
Yeah. Bit of smoke coming off everyone's tyres here at Forest Elbow. Puffs of smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
The problem here when you line astern like this, you think you're in the draft, but the guy in front of you is in the draft as well, so you're not making much progress at all.
Of course, Paul Young from PRA dropping back a little bit from this pack now. As we said, caught out of that draft, you're going to lose out a bit.
Yeah, as soon as you lose that draft, it's hard to pick it back up.
Rob just making another mistake there. Getting a wheel on the grass, managing to catch it in time. A lot of the top guys adjust their brake bias between the top of the mountain and the bottom of the mountain. Are you one of those guys, Mark?
Yeah, I do adjust it a little bit. You know, the uphill braking to the downhill braking.
Yeah, she's WK&P boys were lucky to have a session with Dane Warren and sort of watch him tackle a place like this, and you just shake your head and shudder.
Incredible set of skills that young man has.
Oh.
I'm going to say Michael Whiting doing an exceptional job at the moment. I don't put the commentator's curse on him, but he's got a lot of pressure from Blake here, and he's doing an exceptional job out front. Actually, kind of put a small gap on Jamie.
Yeah, they're definitely fighting hard, these two.
Yeah. It's so hard not to drive in your mirror when you've got someone like Blake sitting that close behind you, but obviously Michael's got eyes forward and he's doing a great job.
They've definitely dropped Jamie now. Jamie looks like he's a little bit out of that draft. But this top six is still very close together.
Yeah, and look at the last lap times. Michael was in the 204s, so he's driving really well.
Well, you look at the last lap times, the top 8 cars are all within a second of it. Just shows how competitive this group is.
There's no more than a tenth or two between all of them in lap times. And that's just one missed apex or one small brake lock, or that's the only difference, you know, like most of them are doing an exceptional job lap after lap.
reading the Facebook comments, Dave Baldock was outside, so I'm just wondering, some live footage I've just gotten from Adelaide, what Dave was up to when he ducked out. PRA boys up to their usual tricks again. Oh, geez, Blake's got to get him soon. There's an immense amount of pressure he's putting on Michael Whiting here.
Michael's no stranger to pressure, but like he's like I say, he's a great driver in his own right. He hasn't made any mistakes since the restart. Blake's thrown everything but the kitchen sink at him and hasn't been able to find a way through. Interesting to see as the track's gone up another degree.
Go left, Frank. Go left.
Of course, the safety car has allowed us to get rid of the lap traffic that we were dealing with before. So these guys have got a fairly good clear track in front of them to battle in.
Jamie 4/10 quicker than the front two that lap. Right back on the back of them. Christian as well. I was saying before, there's just one missed apex or one slight brake lock up and almost 3 or 4 half a second go out the window. Front's off line astern, starting to go across the top of the mountain. You always heart in your mouth stuff along here. Josh Drar's made a huge amount of ground across the top there.
Definitely has. He's definitely well and truly in this pack again. They've all bunched back up with literally 2 seconds across the top 6 cars.
Same with Rob Carmichael. So all this battling between Michael and Blake has given 4 cars behind the opportunity to get back to him. See a move down in the chase here from Rob.
Tucked back in.
Tucked back, yeah.
Flashing his lights. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Playing the old mind games.
Yeah, that's what it's about. See if he can distract the driver in front.
The Wallboy's still 0.3 seconds behind Whiting.
Paul Young's fallen a fair way behind this battling 6 front group. Kind of stuck in no man's land on his own. Needs a group of cars to start working with him. Got Nicholas Loveridge, Ash Barella and Michael Whiting. Michael Dunbury.
Wallboy's just got the job done going into Griffiths, and Carmichael got the job done on Drage going into Griffith. And
now Jamie wants to get the job done as well. Oh, Jamie's got through, going into the cutting.
And Christian's having a look as well. Not quite able to get through.
It's a good pass from Jamie. Never misses an opportunity. Look at the gap Blake's opened up.
Just in a matter of half a lap, he's jumped out 1.4 seconds.
Michael did a great job. Now it's time to just settle back down. You know there'll be another safety car at some point. I didn't realise Rob Carmichael got past Josh. Did you mention that?
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're right. He snuck in going into Griffins as well at the same time when Blake got the move done on Michael. Let's have back some of the other battles that are going on. So Michael Dumbrell, Ash Barella and Nicholas Loveridge are all bunched up together again back in 9, 10, 11. And Nicholas Loveridge is still about 2.6 behind Paul Young. So Paul Young's still in that sort of no man's land gap that we were talking about before. You can see that lead six in front.
I'm guessing, have you got the pit stop info
Yep.
on S02K? So anyone in the top 10 hasn't stopped?
Warboys stopped on 16, Knight on 15. The whole top 10 have stopped. Scotty McCune pitted on lap 15 and then snuck back in for a second time under that safety car. So he's gotten...
I was wondering what happened to Scott. That's why I was asking, because he was sitting in 6th or 7th pretty comfortably, and now he's back in 11th. Kind of racing on his own now. So I wonder if he made a mistake in his pit stop, didn't take enough fuel.
No, he took the strategy of grabbing another lap of fuel, I think, so...
Fair enough.
So yeah, Paul sort of hung out to dry a little bit. I'll just jump back up the front where they're still all battling fairly tight. Warboys is 1.8 out from Jamie McKnight. So our championship leader and contender, 1-2 in the race at the moment. And big shout out to Stephen Varga, who apparently has been coaching Jamie this week on how not to blow engines up.
Well, I've never seen Vargs blow one, so probably be a good coach.
Still a great battle here for 2 to 6. These guys are all still bunched up very tightly together. Everyone seeming to settle into the drive now after the safety car.
The top 5, the top 5 are all pretty much done the same lap time.
And Josh Drage, 0.5 behind those boys, so he's dropped off from this pack a little bit.
Desperate times when you're trying to get back on that train to get that draft down the mountain.
Mark Dial supporting your comments on Vargs as a top coach. So Mark Dial, of course, the owner of the V8's Veterans League.
Big shout out to Mark. It's a great league. Only league I run in these days. Only racing I do.
It's a good league to be into. Very enjoyable.
Got to do 200 hours practice to keep up with everybody.
It's a bit like that, isn't it? And Andrew Archer getting past Scotty McCune. So he didn't quite see that move. Might just have a quick look in the replay and see what happened there.
Not saying he's pitting again. Interesting strategy.
Looks like Scotty's got a little bit of damage there on the front quarter.
Okay.
situation with McCune. As Warboy's still under a lot of pressure from Whiting, Smart and Carmichael. And of course, yes, I have mentioned it once before, Benny, but yep, Season 2 registrations are now open. I'm sure Ben will drop a link in the Facebook chat for anyone who's interested in signing up to Season 2 of the East Coast Series, which will kick off early next year. Apparently also some big announcements for vets next season. Some big announcement coming for vets next season, so we've got to stay tuned as well. So I'm sure Mark might jump in and let some cats out of the bag for us, give us something to talk about.
Get nervous when I hear big announcements coming.
So do I. And then Dave Baldock wanting to have open setups. That'll make it very interesting. Of course, vets run setups that have been done by Jamie and one or two of the other drivers working with him for it. And we've got a car stopped on track. Looks like Michael's umbrella. What's happened to Michael?
Race control, can you look at that? That was bullshit.
We might just go back a little bit further, something with Ash.
Ash is at the pit after that.
Oh, big accident down Conrod. Big accident. That was huge. I'll just replay that again.
I'm just looking at it now. Oh, Michael just kind of moved across a little bit.
Yeah. That is big. A little bit of net code there's allowed Ash to get away with it with the car. Helicopter through the car. And I think Michael's actually a fixed wing pilot, not a helicopter pilot, so that's probably why we've got the outcome we've got. And he's got the car going, which is good to see, so it won't be a safety car.
I haven't bought my ticket for Michael's flight yet, so... Yeah, it looked like Ash was held his car in a straight line. It just looked like Michael's just kind of veered over a little bit too early. Which is really unlucky for Ash. He was the innocent party in that.
A little bit unlucky. Still running though, I think, Ash. Just trying to find where he is. I think he might have pitted as well. No, he had to pit as well,
Yeah.
I think. So
Yeah, he pitted back out. There was no fun when you're the innocent party in a
Nah, it's not.
Sometimes I'll let the other driver know how I feel.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't do that at Long Island.
Long Beach, you mean?
Long Beach, yeah. Long Beach.
That video was highly edited.
Well, I'm just going to bring in Nathan Brown, our series co-host. What's this, Noto? Welcome, mate. It's 2 o'clock start.
G'day, mate. That's it's a day of juggling today, but I'm glad I could come on board and see how this fantastic race is going.
There we go, Michael Dumbrell with a drive-through penalty for that incident. And of course, Nato, we got with us Mark Duggan, V8 Veterans extraordinaire, legend.
I'm good, mate. Thanks for stepping in and helping us out today.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man. Pleasure. Always happy to help the sim racing community because it's what it is. It's a community.
Michael Whiting just had a massive moment coming out of the cutting. I don't know how he didn't put it on the wall. It was a huge tank slapper, and that's allowed Jamie to get away. How's Blake, Nath? Is he looking composed, looking settled?
Yeah, he's looking quite good over there. It's he looks nice and settled in his groove. I'm assuming in the middle of a stint, looking at the lap number that we're up to at the moment. So I'm sure he's just busy away over there, ignoring the blather coming from me, and just doing his best to keep the thing on the track.
He's doing an outstanding job. I've got to say he's making it hard for the boys to chase him.
Yeah, he's certainly quite good at that, Blake. Once he gets into a rhythm and the skill he's got, it's I know I'm certainly not quick enough to catch him, but I reckon when I do get quick enough to catch him, passing him's going to be a completely different thing.
And Stu, you reckon he's just got out of bed, mate?
Yeah, look, it could be a possibility. It's up for the masses to decide.
You're not confirming or denying it.
There is neither truth nor lies to the statement above.
So just to fill you in the picture, no situation so far. Lap 32, we had Michael Whiting got jumped by Blake on lap 1 going up Mountain Straight. Held the lead fairly well until we got to a pit stop from a safety car for Andrew Archer on lap 16, and got jumped by Whiting in the pits. Blake and Jamie McKnight have managed to get past Whiting. We've been running up until about the last 3 laps. The top 6 have all been running nose to tail for most of the race.
Wow, that sounds like it's been an action-packed first part of this race. It has.
Yeah, it's been pretty gripping, especially up front. Like they're not leaving any prisoners. They're leaving nothing on the table. They're going 10/10ths every lap.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask a question, but I feel like it's with how close it is, it's going to result in a non-answer. Do we have any early contenders for the podium?
I think anyone in the top 6 at the moment is definitely with a chance. But you know, Bathurst, like it can bite anybody at any time.
Yeah, you're certainly not wrong there, mate. It's you might think you're good, and then bippity boppity boop, the mountain comes back to bite hard.
Yeah, you only need to make one mistake at the wrong part of the track, and it's game over.
It definitely, as we saw with Dumbrell and Barella, it doesn't take much.
No. But I've got to say, the thing about the top 5, 6 drivers, they're all well-respected drivers. They've all got a lot of experience. They all know how to race a long event. So, you know, they know how to concentrate and keep their head in the game. So I'm not expecting anything major from the top 5 or 6 drivers to go wrong, to be honest.
Yep.
It'll come down to strategy and, you know, whether you do make that one big lock-up or something somewhere, but I think strategy is going to have a big part to play.
Yeah, most definitely, and it's the next big one as well is that with all the pit stops and the strategy you're talking about is, do we go straight? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go there early on for my appearance. Do you try that undercut to get that strategy to work at the tail end of this race?
I think, well, the undercut's always powerful. Just depends on where you are, where you're positioned, how far the guy in front. You know, you can pick up second and a half sometimes with that undercut. So track position is king. But as we've seen, Blake's not really prepared to sit behind anyone for any length of time. He'll just keep knocking on the door till he gets past. So I wouldn't want to be in front of Blake with a few laps to go.
Yeah, he's certainly racked up a few Ks around here, that's for sure.
Showing exceptional pace out front of him.
So having a quick look at sort of where everyone's sort of sitting as well at the moment. We haven't had any major incidents or anything like that. Like Tyrone Anderson's a number of laps down that I can see there.
I think Tyrone was the driver that brought the safety car out.
Yep.
we just had Michael Dumbrell and Ash Barella involved in a pretty big accident coming down Conrod, which Michael Dumbrell received a drive-through penalty for.
Yep.
Excuse guys, got a car stopped on track.
Oh, this
Nathan
could be
Cook.
a safety car. Is he going again?
He's rolling again, but looking very second-hand, coming up the hill.
He's got a long way to go to get home. That'll be interesting. Top.
Replay what happened here. Up through the cutting.
Car looks not too bad.
Very lucky for the hypersonic car there to get past him.
Yeah, it certainly could have gone one or two ways then, couldn't it?
Definitely rolling down the hill.
Well, it is very easy to do through there. It's a surprisingly deceptive corner. As the tyre wear increases, the rears do like to overtake the fronts through there, and I don't know about you boys, but from personal experience, it can certainly quite easily catch you out.
Yeah, especially as the track temp starts to creep up, you really need to readjust your brake markers, because it starts skating into corners a bit more. And the track's up to 28 degrees at the moment, so that's 8 degrees up from where we started at, and that makes a huge difference to tyre wear, lap time, braking points.
Yeah, you're certainly not wrong there. Makes a massive difference at times, so especially with trying to get a setup just right for around here. You get it right for the cool. If it starts getting hot, then that setup not going to be good anymore. And vice versa. Like, you might think that as it cools off, even with a hot setup, that it will get better and better. It will do to a point, and then once that point sort of hit, it actually starts becoming quite a handful to get back around again.
Yeah, setting these cars up is no easy task, especially for changing conditions.
Yeah, the good old adjustments on your brake bias and the good old adjustments on your bars. Certainly your best friend in situations like this, and as the tank goes down and as the tyre wear increases.
And the lap times are still pretty close to what they've been doing most of the race. They're a little bit quicker to start when the track was cool, but they're not dropping away too much at the moment.
There's certainly some you got me curious saying that. I haven't watched a few of the contests that those boys are doing. There's certainly some very quick lap times out there. Michael Dumbrell done his quickest lap of a 2:05.6 on lap 25, which wasn't too long ago.
Yep. Oh, we're on the wrong car. Just word in, boys. Ash Barella, the reason why he's back where he is, he had a packet loss issue and he's reconnected and he's back in the servo.
Oh dear. Oh, it's good that Ash was able to get back in though.
And quickly. And the other thing we need to talk about is what happened on Friday night, mate.
What Friday night was a masterclass. If you wanted to sum it up in one word, there was only one NATO whoopsie moment which nearly threw it away, but it was a good bit of fun. Managed to get my first outright victory in a race. It was rather exciting.
Well done, mate.
So after watching all these boys, I've watched enough laps, I've watched them go around, you'd think that I would have learned a thing or two. And the answer is I'm slowly getting there. Slowly but surely. Still well off the pace compared to Blake. I was still about a second and a half a lap race pace off of what he was doing. He was up in the split one of the series, I'm in the development split. However, we're getting better than what we were. The Adelaide chicane finger is starting to hold up.
No, it's good to hear, mate, that the finger's finally coming good.
Yeah, so trying my best to get the medium finish for the WK&P Omnicom car up as high as possible. So giving it a red hot go.
Just had a change of position for 9 and 10. Nathan Gore had a bit of a lock-up going into the final corner, which allowed Andrew Archer to get through on turn 1.
Great drive by Andrew. Andrew's up 9 spots.
Exceptional drive.
It's another one of the drivers we've seen really improve throughout this series. It's been Nicholas Loveridge and Andrew Archer and Nathan Gore. And you're racing with the calibre of the guys in front of them. You can either go one of two ways, but these boys have definitely gone in the right direction.
Yeah, look, if you stick with it, even though you're not winning, if you just keep punching away, you start to unlock the secrets of the V8, and you know, like once you kind of unlock a few secrets, it's amazing the leaps you can make forward.
Yeah, most definitely. It's like might seem a bit sort of big and scary. Like I remember like doing a 1000 with Blake earlier on in the a few months ago now, and it was quite sort of scary and intimidating looking at how many laps there were to go and that sort of stuff. But you've hit the nail on the head there. It's actually quite nice to get into a rhythm, and it's quite nice to just feel what the car does over a long stint, and even when you do a double stint, or in this case these guys doing the whole 500 k's in one hit, it is quite nice to sort of figure out that little niche and that little bit of just what the car does throughout the session. It's actually quite sort of rewarding towards the end.
Yeah, one of the things about the V8 is for a lot of guys, they just push the car too hard. You know, like you got to let the car do a lot of the work for you. And when I say that, I mean, you know, like guys try to go too deep under brakes, and then you miss. You might make the apex on entry, but you miss the exit, and then you're slow to pick up the throttle, and you know, there's a couple of little things about this car that you really got to give it some respect in regards to entry and exit speeds.
Yeah, it's not like a GT car where you can sort of thrash it around and hope for the best and get away with it, and there's a lot of respect that you've got to have for these cars.
Yeah, it loves to understeer, loves to oversteer, loves to do everything a driver doesn't want.
And if you're really lucky, you'll do all of it at the same time.
Just going to have a quick look, boys. Pecky's been involved in an incident, so I'm not sure what's happened to Pecky. Oh, straight in the Griffins. And oh, I think that might be a little bit of a mistake. He didn't request a tow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, an interesting one. I'm trying to...
Might have been a
Has he had an issue of some kind?
Oh, was that Nate?
Has he had an issue of some kind? I can't find him on my end.
Yeah, disconnect.
Could be. He's sitting in 28th on SDK.
He was having internet issues as well.
Yeah, he's just dropped out completely, I think, because he's not even showing up on SDK now, so not sure what's going on there. And go back to TV. That scared me for a minute. When you can't find somebody, you go straight to scenic, and then when you start clicking scenic, you don't see cars.
Oh, we've got Frank Hodak in the wall at the dipper.
Oh, that must have been a
20-point turn and got out of there, luckily.
Roy Clark's had an incident.
I wonder if...
We're getting back into that stage of the race, I think, where tyres are starting to go on people.
Yeah, a little bit of brain fatigue as well.
Yeah, I was about to throw out that big dirty F word, the fatigue word.
21 laps, I think, since the safety car.
I'm telling you, I reckon that Roy Clark needs to needs to go back to the red car, I think. I don't think that blue PRA's worked for him.
The blue worked for me, I've got to say.
Oh, that was a great looking livery, yours. Absolutely love it.
Got to thank you, John, for that. It is an exceptional livery.
Ah, it's good, mate. It was a pleasure doing it. And of course, the WK&P boys also run the Full Send Motorsport Series on Monday nights, and they finished their season for this year, and we wound up with the 2 best presented cars for the season.
Oh, well done.
I bet our designer for the team is quite happy with that, is he, Johnny?
I was with Andrew Gallies, because that was a real pleasure to do, because I was trying to do a copy of his Speedway car.
Oh, yeah.
And it sort of came out really well. Of course, we're talking before about throwing people into the V8 and making them sink or swim. I don't know whether Mark's aware of this one. That's what we did to Herman this season. We put him in the V8 as a rookie just to get him into the vet season. And yeah, it's quite impressive how well he's improved.
Well, like I said before, it's one of the things that doesn't matter where, if you're finishing last every race, if you just stick with it, you know, you'll start making ground, you'll start overtaking people. You know, the key is make as few mistakes as possible, just stick with it and you'll improve round after round after round.
That's exactly it. And of course, WK&P boys have got another driver joining us. Andrew's brother Dave is going to join next season as well.
Yeah.
So
Certainly growing the team in the simulator world, and it's good to have everyone on board. We'll keep getting more and more people on board.
Blake's not close to 40, is he?
no.
Thank goodness for that.
No, poor old Richie Burrell is feeling left out though, because in vets we've got the 2 McMillan boys, myself and my brother, and now the 2 Galley boys. So poor old Richie's by himself without a brother. So I'm sure he'd be happy to have Blake as his brother.
If you can forge a birth certificate, then you'll have a brother.
And of course you're running around with Toddy as well, so...
Yeah, me and Todd's my older brother. You know, like I'm 57, Todd's 59. We just get out there and have we just have a bit of fun, good laugh. I mean, we take it seriously, but not to the point where, it eats us alive. It's just a good outlet. We've loved motorsport all our lives. I remember the days we used to go to Oran Park and Amaru Park and Peter Brock and Alan Moffat. They used to tow their own cars to the racetrack, and yeah, we've been into motorsport since we're able to walk, basically.
Of course, Jamie's in the pits at the moment. He's gone in early, which is interesting. More boys and Whiting and Smart still circulating.
Never underestimates Jamie's strategy. He always seems to have a strategy that works well for him.
Been listening to Nathan and gone the undercut.
It's he must have one ear on the stream. He must have been watching me on Friday night and taking a few pointers and giving it a go on this race.
So what the safety car was? What lap? 16?
16, I thought it was. Yeah. So
yeah. Okay. So what's that's?
It's 24 laps ago.
Yeah.
Starting to see
That's
Blake.
getting close to a full tank of juice. So he's pitted a lap before Blake, I think, under the safety car.
That's correct. A few other boys diving in. Nathan Gore, Michael Stewart, Mario Reali and Andrew Hoffman.
Christian's been able to make good use of his fuel.
War boys going another lap. Smart's gone in.
Yeah, I would imagine Blake might have to pit this coming lap.
It's certainly going to be pushing the boundaries based off the numbers you guys are throwing around with how long it can all go for, and also testing the skills as to who can do the best fuel saving, especially when on their own.
Yeah, well, Blake was behind Michael Whiting for 8 laps, 10 laps possibly, so he probably would have been able to save a bit of fuel.
Michael Dumbrell's just gone into the wall out of the elbow. Yeah, as he's still rolling. Yeah, there was a few of them that were sort of close together, and I'm not sure if he touched another car or if...
Yeah, I'll go back on that one.
Got lots of bit of speed going down Conrod, so he might have a bit of damage there.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a hefty hit, so... coming up to pit stops, it might be not the worst timing in the world, but still not something that you want.
Especially if it's got a minute's worth of repairs or something.
Yeah. If you can stay on the lead lap around here, especially if there's a safety car that occurs, it certainly helps you out, especially if there's a late safety car in the race.
Michael's up on the jacks. Interesting to see how long he's stationed before Paul Young's just come out of the pits.
It's noticed Wallboys has got a scrape on the side as well, so I'm not sure what's happened there or where that one happened. As he pushes up behind Frank Hodak, the Renown boys running the retro liveries today, which is good to see. And Wallboys into the pits, Whiting into the pits. So where is... Oh, a bit loose there from Blake.
Well, it was a very hot entry into the pits there.
Of course, Blake has been known to come into the pits a little bit too hot and cop a penalty. So it wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
As long as you got to the cones with a 50k.
Just one for Dave Baldock saying he's got the widest Mustang in iRacing. It's definitely wider, Dave, when you go from a rectangle car to a square car.
Doesn't he put paper mache on it on a Thursday morning?
And yeah, Dave, I have passed you, mate. Mid-Ohio, I passed you on the track because that's how I got to see you go off in my mirrors when you went into the beach.
So Jamie's just coming through the chase now. Where is he? Where's Blake? Is he still up on the jacks? Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's still up on the jacks at this point in time.
It's going to be close. He had a decent lead.
Here comes Jamie. Jamie's crossed the line. Blake's off the jacks.
Yeah, there he goes.
Jamie's got him.
Yeah, so
and Rob as well.
Undercut.
There we go. That's that undercut that we're talking about.
And Michael got out, and Carmichael.
Interesting pit stop strategy for all these boys. It's
we've got the two fishy boys fighting for position going up the mountain.
Oh, we don't want to rename turn 2 here Fishy Corner, Sushi Corner even. That could be bad.
No, but the fact we've got Carmichael and Whiting together means we've got a sushi train.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We could be in for a good afternoon snack here.
Shane Newens has had another off, so I'm not sure that he's still rolling, I think. 27.
So that's quite a bit of ground Jamie made up on Blake there. I don't know if that hot pit entry Blake actually ended up losing a bit of time on pit entry. I don't know. That's a fair gain for Jamie with that undercut.
So now it'll be really interesting because we know that Jamie's very good at his fuel saving, but now that he's leading, punching that air out of the way for the competitors behind, almost got to wonder if he'd almost be hoping that someone would pop out in front of him so that he could do what he does best. Or has he decided, nah, let's go, let's give it a red hot crack, let's back myself in for some pace. Halfway through the race, let's give it a good old go.
Of course, reached the halfway point now.
Oh, Blake just on the grass on the exit of Chase.
tyres must be taking a little bit to come up to temp for him.
And your mum says hello too, Nathan.
Hello, Mum. Hello, Dad. I'm sure Dad's there as well. It's there we go. I'm just reading some of the comments. Mark Dale, yes, I originally was a Queenslander, which I'm sure a lot of people, the first comment that pops into mind would say that explains a lot, and you wouldn't be wrong. But it's yeah, just been a good old juggle today. Oh, Paul Young. Sorry, just to change topic. Is that a big one going on the start-finish straight? What exactly?
Whoa! He's clipped the wall there. Let's see if I can pick it up again. I've just lost that.
Big moment that was.
See if I pick that up again. I'll replay that one again. Just clipped the grass into the wall.
He's locked it up, yeah, then got on the grass.
Yep.
And it's just lit it up with his rear tyres on the grass, and it just spat him straight across into the wall. Looks like he's lost his bonnet too, so it's not going to help him.
It's certainly not going to be as aerodynamic as what it was before.
Bit of bad luck for the favourite of the PRA faithful.
He's lost a lot of speed. He might have a meatball here.
Oh no. I can hear Dave crying all the way from Adelaide.
Not sure if he's got...
And Carmichael just on the move here in the chase on McKnight. McKnight locks up.
Oh, Jamie just blew a motor, I think.
Yep.
What?
Yep. McKnight's just blown a motor.
Where's Vargas coaching?
And he has stopped. It has stopped. So keep an eye out here.
Good.
Is that going to bring the safety car out?
I'd say it will.
Yeah, we need a safety car here. Oh,
he's just been hit. Who was that?
He's rolling again.
Nathan Cook.
Nathan Cook. Go to the
Nathan
replay
Cook.
there. I just missed that one. We'll go back to the replay.
It's not quite how bump starting works. Nathan Cook is.
Oh, Cookie.
Yeah. And there's the safety car.
There we go. That one. Wow. That has some major consequences for the championship, that one. I know we were calculating the figures of Blake to Jamie, but I don't think we really looked at the figures for
the other way.
The other way. Of course, Harrison not in this race. And we're not quite past 75% race distance either, are we? Either. So
no.
That could be... I suppose Jamie can get the toe and get back in it. But this will bring Rob Carmichael back into the championship hunt with Christian Smart as well. So this is rather interesting. Let's just have a quick look what's going on at the front. These boys are all still racing off by themselves. About to come down and wave a lap on Jamie.
Well, it's here's a quick question for you. To the leaders, what do? Do you top up that tank and re-go again, or do you keep that track position?
You keep your track position.
On this one.
Yeah, I think they only pitted a couple of laps ago, so...
For your 10 laps in, you'd think about it?
Yeah, definitely.
Stewie, I'm sorry, mate. We can't put Jamie on comms. We kind of have a PG rating.
Yeah, you never know what you might get.
Exactly. As we pick up the one and only Shannon McNillan in the safety car again.
The Shannonnator has been let loose.
That's such a shame for Jamie. It's a shame for the race as well, because it takes out contender for the win. I'm not sure it really would have made a difference to the championship. For me, Blake's driving well enough to
hang on, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's a shame for Jamie. I know how much work he puts into his racing, and yeah, it's just bad luck that gremlin of blowing a motor. So don't blame the Mustang.
No, can't do that now. I know
sack that coach.
Of course, Wallboys has still got to finish as well. So
yeah, well that's true. This sort of thing just changes the dynamics in your head as well. So Blake's really just got to refocus on his own race, his own championship, not think that anything has changed really. He's still, like you say, he's got to get to the end.
Yeah, just focus on bring it home, keep it clean. Don't worry about too much else.
Yeah, we agree, Stewie. He's one of the big characters that we all love talking to, and we all love racing, and I can tell you he will be heartbroken with what's just happened. And he does put a lot of effort in, and I was having a chat with him a week or two ago about it, and yeah, it is tough, and I think with his setup he doesn't have the ability to know what his engine temperatures are, so he's struggling to work out how he can do that or how he can understand what's going on with that.
Yeah, exactly, and he certainly does. You couldn't say something along the lines that Jamie doesn't push hard enough for it. He certainly tries his hardest with these cars, and he knows how to work them. Just unfortunately, these cars sometimes come back to bite him.
Yeah, you've only just got to miss shift, especially going down into the chase or anywhere like that. One small miss shift and it just goes kaput very quickly.
Yeah, computer says no, or Ford Mustang engine says no.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel for Jamie. Like I say, he puts a lot of effort into his sim racing. He's one of the great characters of the V8 sim community, and it's a shame to see him go out of the race like that. It's a shame for the race.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it. It's a shame for the race.
Yeah.
Let's just have a quick look here.
On a side note, having a look at the some of the liveries going around, I don't mind Dylan Gray's livery that he's running this week for the Bathurst 500.
I was
I'm about to say the Bathurst 1000.
Dylan Gray.
Green Machine.
Oh yeah, I was saying earlier that's a great looking livery.
Yeah.
Of course, I think Frank Ho. I'm just trying to remember here for a second. Give me 1 second. I think Frank Hodak's in the blue livery as well.
Yep. Yeah, that would be correct. So, a couple of them repping the good old number 17.
I'm taking Jamie's out altogether. He's not.
I reckon Jamie would be probably out the back screaming, I think. If he, yeah. Yep, Jamie's on the chat now. He's retired. I'm retired, done, I'm over.
Bad luck, Jamie.
Yeah. If you're listening, Jamie, mate, yeah.
Very unlucky dude.
I know how much work you put into your racing, man, and I'm ashamed to see you go out like that.
Yeah, we're all a bit devo about that one. Yeah, just let that comment sit there. Have a quick look out. How's my man Mark Pecky's gone as well because he illegally towed. And might just quickly jump through Ash Barella. Go back to the TV. So,
I like Andrew Hoffman's dedicated livery.
Andrew Hoffman.
Yeah.
We'll jump on that.
Car number 16. Bit of a lung cancer livery dedication there, I think. When I look at sort of what he's got on the bonnet and a pink ribbon on there. Lung cancer and maybe breast cancer. He got on the rear wing there.
Fletcher Jr., so it's obviously a tribute to a friend or a family member.
Yeah.
Lung cancer. There you go. That's what it's for.
Great to see a nice livery like that. Nice dedicated livery.
Yeah. And just heard the call. The safety car will be in this lap.
So Rob Carmichael's leading now. I was saying earlier, I've watched many a stream of Rob's, and he's in a million different cars, and he's always at the pointy end no matter what car he's in. And right now he's leading the East Coast Series Bathurst race.
Yeah, certainly in the box seat as we're getting closer into this, getting closer to the pointy end of it all.
Still a long way to go.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah, you're right. That pointy end's coming to us thick and fast.
Safety car's about to come in, boys. So we're about to let the animal Shannon McMillan loose. It's away. Cold tyres.
Will he try the jump if he's
That's what I was
listening in?
thinking. He's going at a speed where he's looking for the jump here.
I wouldn't put it past
It
him.
is the shortcut. Oh, he teased us for a second there. I thought he was nearly going to do it.
Wouldn't put it past him.
It brings it home beautifully.
Still got to get in the lane.
How's his pit entry going to go?
Of course, he did spin it at Imola, so...
Yeah, there is nearly a corner named after him, I do believe, if we go back to the season 2.
Just like good old Veacock Corner, formerly known as Sunset at Sebring.
Or the James Scott Roundabout, which is actually the James Scott Roundabout at Detroit.
James Scott Memorial Fountain.
Yep, that's the one.
And Rob holding them all up. I reckon he'll go on the apex like we did last time. The Sushi Train leading War Boys, followed by Christian Smart, Josh Strage, Nick Loveridge.
I'm sure Blake's got the chopsticks out ready to try and catch him. Get that live flying salmon. Still holding. And away he goes.
Green flag racing.
Holding him up nice and late in the spiel there. Blake having a little bit of a look.
Oh, Christian just missed the apex a bit there. Blake doing a bit of weaving. Christian just sitting here being a quiet achiever.
He's quite good at that, Christian, isn't he? Just sit there, chip away at the race, and before you know it...
Yeah, he's a great racer.
Yeah.
Still got 34 laps to go, so there's still going to be one more pit stop. Still a lot of time to go. I'd be surprised if we have at least one more safety car.
Yeah, with that 34 laps to go, based off of my my data and mathematics, I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw out a pit lane reporter here. Or pit lane report information is that I reckon about in 10 laps time is almost when you could see the earliest possible pit stops happen to be able to bring it home in one hit. So,
of course, we're going to stop the car on track.
Who's that?
Frank Hodak. No, he's got it rolling. He's going again. So
that blue Mustang missing that rear wing. That won't be helping the aero at all.
And Rob's pulled out to a second off Whiting and Warboys. Might just quickly have a look what happened to Frank. Go the Dirty Pig replay. Good. Just locked her up coming in early. Roy Clark, looks everyone managed to get around it safely.
Yeah, maybe a bit of the good old cold tyres has possibly come back to bite a little bit there.
That's what I reckon. Yeah, I'd probably agree with you, Jamie. Mike's holding up everybody.
Yeah, I think a little bit of team tactics going on here, which is probably, if I had a teammate, that's what I'd want to happen. Nothing illegal. He's not weaving all over the road. He's just putting his car in the right spot.
Yeah, well, Rob did a 2-minute 5.1 that lap. Michael Whiting did a 2:05.8, and basically the rest of the freight train behind has done a very similar sort of time to that. So they're all biting at the chip to get ahead of Mr. Whiting. They are.
But as we've seen, it doesn't really matter whether you got 1, 2, 3 second lead. That safety car will take it straight off you. I don't think that's the last safety car we'll see.
I have to agree with you there.
32 laps of racing left to go. It's a long way around this track.
Yeah, most definitely. It's certainly going to be get back into your groove, get back into your rhythm, and I reckon as we have the last round of pit stops, that's when the action is really going to start ramping up. If all these boys are still quite close, and as close as they have been, could get very interesting very quickly. You might see a few V8 supercars get put into positions that we maybe mightn't have seen for the rest of the day.
I think they'll be throwing everything on the table in that last 10 laps.
Don't forget too, there's the other factor as well. We're just on lap 48. So if you were doing a Bathurst 1000, you've just done your double stint. And these boys have got to keep going. So now we're going to start to see the fatigue and the mental fatigue start to come into this game as well.
Well, Blake with a run down into the chase. Michael got track
drive, not quite.
No, Michael had track position now. It's opened the door for Christian. But Blake's got track position. Such a hard corner.
They're giving it a red hot go, these boys, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not leaving anything behind at this stage of the race.
Of course, you got to get Murray's corner right as well. Otherwise,
the exit on here is just so important. Now Christian's in the draft.
Yeah, there Mr. Silent Achiever's making his presence known.
Time for Blake to tuck in and live to fight another day.
Yep. They'll play the smart card.
Oh, he's really
out in the marbles.
There.
Here comes Strage.
It's just not a move you need to make at this stage.
Well, jump back into that freight train, and it shows even the best of us in this series. Well, the best of them, not us, or not racing, but it's that freight train. Once they have a bit of a sniff and start getting past you, there's not much you can do to keep that position there. It's very, very difficult.
Yeah, when it gets to that position, Tom, you just got to live to fight another day, and like Blake's good enough to relinquish your position and then get it back the next lap.
Yeah, exactly.
To risk it all, it's just not worth it at this stage.
The man that's really benefited out of this is Rob Carmichael. He is absolutely pulling a massive gap out the front there.
Blake's just hit the wall on Forrest's elbow on the... Not badly, but just a clip on the inside there, which is very easy to do. But it's hurt his run down Conrod. And that's what happens when you make a mistake going up the mountain. You're still thinking about it when you come down the mountain.
Of course, it's just such a vicious track. You got to get those corners right. You got to get Forrest elbow right to get that speed on Conrod.
That's absolutely great. Quite a few little brake lock-ups at the front that we haven't been seeing earlier on. Maybe they're pushing a little bit harder. Track temp up to 33 degrees. So probably feeling a little bit slipperier than what it was earlier.
Yeah, I reckon you're certainly on the money there. That track temp certainly keeping an eye on that and watching it go up and up and up. Like we were talking about earlier, it's just going to affect what these boys set up compared to what they had at the start of the day.
And of course, we've got our race control reporter who's dropped in. Shan, what's happening down there, mate?
Not a lot, mate, until Jamie just blew his last engine.
Is that the last engine in the truck, or?
That's all they're prepared to build him, mate, I think. Ben was off in the little boys' room, and I was just standing there leaning against the pace car, and had to call the safety car myself, and we've just had a big mix-up in the cutting, so I better duck off again.
Yep, no worries, mate. Jumping in there now, trying to find that one. It looks like it's fairly big.
I'll come back.
SD case has gone red.
Yeah. Track blocked, yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's a huge incident there.
There's 4 hypersonic cars in that.
Wow.
Tim
That's not
Nickel.
that's not where you do your team meetings.
No, that's certainly not where you do your team meetings.
If they keep that up, they'll see Bert from BP over the back there. We'll keep your eyes out.
Ash managed to get around all that. Ash Barella's the big winner here. He's the one who's got around that whole incident. Timmy Nichols in there trying to butt his way out.
Everyone's going again by the look of it. So there's wings and spoilers and bonnet lids all over the track, I imagine.
Yeah, Bert's going to be a busy boy cleaning that one up.
And I didn't miss that. Did we get a safety car call on that?
No,
We did not.
We did not. Oh, I'll get rid of that.
I thought that was a dead set track blocker, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they all managed to unblock themselves. Michael Stewart's missing his rear wing out of that.
Let's just go back through that pack. So
Tim Nichols missing his rear wing.
Oh yeah.
Stewart's missing his wing. Timmy.
A little bit of a love tap between Michael Stewart and Tim Nichols there, both fighting over the same bit of real estate that Murph and Ambrose nearly did, just up a little bit further.
Riali's missing a bonnet. Roy Clark looks intact, but I did see a scrape on the side of his car. Shane Ewan's in the middle of that group. Michael Stewart's gone into the pits. And of course Darren Crosby looking a bit bent up on the front there as well. And Frank Hodak missing his rear spoiler. So definitely a fact that they're all still running as well has sort of created this big gap now from 13-14 back to 15 as well. And of course,
Yeah, well, we were talking about it a little bit earlier. Bathurst and White.
What's that, Mark?
Tim and Michael, Tim just give Michael Dumbrell a bit of a nudge at Griffith's van.
Let's go. Oh, Timmy all sorts of sideways there.
He's given a position to Michael. Redress it. It's good sportsmanship.
There's Andrew. Of course, the Hoff also in the back in there. And Roy Clark.
No, the Hoff's missing his boot.
Oh, Timmy into the wall there.
Oh yeah, Tim's in the wall there. He's still rolling though. Still keeping it clean.
Had more hits than Michael Jackson. Just wondering whether he's going to get a meatball at some stage.
You would think he would have to have lost some straight line speed.
Oh!
That's a game place to try and hold your line.
I reckon Roy Clark would have had his hand in his heart in his mouth there at that stage.
Yeah, that would certainly make you hold your breath for at least a second at best.
So Roy Clark.
Two spots there.
Yeah. And it looks like Dave. There you go, Timmy Nichols into the pits.
It looked like Timmy was having trouble just holding it in a straight line.
That's a certainly very close, compact 5-car battle pack we got going here at the moment, isn't it?
Of course. Jamie just letting us know he was still on 0x when the engine blew.
No surprises there.
No.
Not many races where he's not on 0x at the end of the race, to be honest. Knows how to keep it clean.
Does a very good job of it. So for the PRA faithful, Roy Clark's up 10 spots in 16th. Still under a lot of pressure from Andrew Hoffman. Might just jump back up the front and have a look what's going on with War Boys. Wallboy's under all sorts of pressure from drage.
Inside Josh.
Yeah.
Wallboy's with damage.
Yeah, it's I don't know, was that little love tap on the wall before?
At the exit of the elbow, yeah. I'm just wondering
Yeah.
whether he,
Must have nicked
now
it
that
just away.
the new damage model.
Yeah, because his car looks
easy.
better than what it did before, but yeah, no, you're right with that.
No, there you go. There's the left-hand suspension view. He has got a fair bit of damage on that left-hand side.
Ooh. Yep, that's, I'm no wheel alignment expert, but that's probably not going to help.
So his wheels at about 11 o'clock instead of 12. Might be helping his tyre wear or his braking.
You'd imagine if you were in Blake's shoes, you would almost be thinking, when's the best time to pit? Because I think pitting with this sort of damage in comparison to if your car was clean, there'd be two completely different lap numbers.
What's the critical lap? About 21 laps out of the tank. So he's about 6 laps short of that critical lap at the moment.
It's interesting just going around all the corners of the car. It's only really just that left side in the front. Not very really visible from the TV view, which is interesting.
Yeah, if you sit in the cockpit view with him, you can see it's a little bit more severe than what it probably looks from outside of the car. Clearly he's lost some straight line speed as well. Let's see how much speed he's lost.
Not quite set on that one.
Conrad. You can see going in a straight line, the wheel's off centre.
Definitely. Might just jump back on. Christian Smart. It's caught back up to Michael Whiting. Actually, what we might do is we might sit on and do. There's a caution on top of the hill. Roy Clark, I think, has been involved in something. Just go to the replay.
He was just saying.
Oh no, Roy! Get rid of that blue car, mate. In Reed Park, come over the top. I've seen that so many times. Looks like he's got it started again. No, she stopped.
Oh, it was a big hit, wasn't it? Talking about alignment and stuff, that's your wheel alignment is not going to like that at all.
Someone running, so
that's good to see he's got it going.
Won't be a safety car.
Yeah, no, in answer to your question, Mark, I was broke out the good old Larko's calculator again. Thanks, Larko, for letting me borrow it without you knowing. Lap number 58, I reckon, is our critical lap number to be able to make it home.
Okay.
So that will be the one to look out for.
So you might try and put up with it for 4 more laps and then come in and get it repaired and then see how the remaining 22 laps pans out for him.
Yeah, exactly. If you can get into that rhythm, get that damage clear, that might make it a little bit better for you.
Now,
as we said earlier, the mountain always bites. And it bites at any time.
I'm going to throw this one out there for our fans at home, the whole 20 viewers we've got out there. Going to start a poll. Let us know, should Roy switch back to a red car?
Can I vote right now? Can I be the first one to get this underway?
Yep.
I'm going to say yes, go back to red. Red goes faster. I would even be willing to say like red, but keep like blue pinstripes or something like that on it. You're allowed to keep a hint of blue, but mainly red.
Well, my brother went to red on one of his liveries. I told him that red doesn't belong on a Ford, so he changed it to blue.
So Christian Smart definitely keeping Michael Whiting honest.
Rob Carmichael, just loving life out front. An exceptional job. Watched him doing laps yesterday around here on his stream. I think it was in an Aston Martin. You know, he's just as well in the V8.
Very talented driver.
Yep, absolutely. Puts on a great stream on Facebook as well.
Yeah, watched it plenty of times. Likes to do a lot of the enduro races.
Yeah. Yeah, these sort of races suit him to a T. Knows how to keep his head in the game. Chip away.
Just a quick story from the pits, boys, from your friendly safety car driver.
Yep.
Talking before about how this place can bite you, can also reward you. Just watching young Blake's teammate, Wodonga Karts and Parts driver, Ash Barella. Now, he got turned around in the chase there earlier, and as he pitted, he actually got packet loss. And when he come back, he was a lap down, and he just managed to get his lap back, and he's currently running back in 13th place. So this place can bite you, but it can also reward you.
Yeah, that's a very good effort, that is.
That's a great job from Ash.
Don't believe him, Josh.
Yeah, and he's another one too that does put in a lot of time and effort. I know he sort of juggles work and cricket and family. Fairly well-renowned cricketer in this part of the world where we are in Albury Wodonga. But yeah, he does work hard and he does donate his own time as well to come and do the race control for the vets in Split 2, which is greatly appreciated. So it's good to see him doing well here.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things people don't really understand, how much effort goes into getting a league up and running, keeping keeping everything going forward. It's a lot of work. You need a good team behind you to help it keep going, and you know, Ash giving back to the community all the time is a great thing to see.
Of course, it is good, and you know, it's a bit like while Nathan and I were talking with Ben, we decided we'd broadcast this league this season just to help Ben get it off the ground, because Ben does do a hell of a lot of work for vets. And no, it is a community, and it's great now we've got a bit of a following, and you know, and it's great that this league's gonna survive, because a lot of the leagues, you know, they don't really get off the ground when they try and start. So hats off to Ben as well.
So hard to get it up and running and find the right combination of just everything, getting the right guys on the track, getting the right guys finding the series, getting it out there so that everyone knows about it. But then once it's off the ground and once you get everyone wanting to come up and join, and I hope there's a lot of other people, especially watching today's stream and watching all of our other streams, that do want to hope the word's spreading and that we can get a few more drivers and start hitting closer to that 40 to 50 car mark for next season. That'd be exciting.
Don't forget too, if you are interested in racing next season, Ben did put the link in the chat a little bit earlier, so if you scroll up a long way towards the top, you'll probably find it. And yeah, it's a great league. These boys race hard, they race fair, good quality race control, great looking safety car driver.
Thanks, boys. And just one more thing on Ash that Ben brought to my attention just then. He does have a fair bit of form around this place. If you boys remember, he was a wild card with Cameron Veacock in the V8 Vets Bathurst 1000, and they ended up placing 5th here, so he knows his way around here.
Yeah, he sure does. That's a good little fun fact brought into it at the moment. So Ash is really showing off the skill that he's got around here.
I didn't even protest the fact they're allowed in under 40 either. That's how nice a guy I am. Nah, Cam and Ash are great guys. They're always there on a Thursday night to help out with the vets. They're both top quality drivers in their own right, and I'm really glad to see Ash doing well. It's a shame he's been in a few incidents today, but he's just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and that's what you want to see from a driver. Never given up.
That's the nature of this place. You don't give up and you get rewarded.
Yeah. Look at his car now, and it hasn't got a mark on it at the moment, so fingers crossed he can keep it that way, and one more safety car and he's right back in it.
Speaking of which, I got a little mark. I got a buff out of the front bumper. I just touched the wall on the way into the pits. So.
We thought you were going to do the jump for us or something exciting.
Yeah, a little birdie told us that the jump's the quickest way to the pits for a safety car these days.
Jeez, I don't know about that, boys. Quickest way to go. I think a bit too much downforce on the back of the old Porsche. I don't know if they'll clear that jump.
I'm sure Ben will approve.
Yeah, they don't call it a season finale with fireworks for no reason.
I'll tell you what, since Blake's just about got the championship wrapped up, or run it past Ben.
I think we've got a car stopped, guys. Let's go and look on track here who it is. Mario Reale's been involved in something, I think. No, it is not Mario. It is Tim Nichols again. Tim was just off on Murray's. Not Murray, sorry, on Helconnor.
Got a lot of damage on the front end too. Wouldn't be surprised if he's got bent steering.
Big old lock-up for him going into there. I think you might be right there, Mark. He's got something going on with that car. Certainly a handful for him.
I'm just getting back to the stream and the broadcast. It's job well done, John. It's an exceptional stream, and it's been a pleasure to get on here today and help you out with a bit of commentary, and yeah, hopefully for bigger and better things as the next season comes towards us.
I think it'll be good. And I told you, Dave Baldock, that I'd have an expert commentator, and it wouldn't be me.
I don't know if I'm an expert, but I'm enjoying myself.
No, I did an onboard a couple of races ago. I did an onboard and sort of talked around the track of gear changes and braking points and all the rest of it, and I sounded really professional, and Dave was a bit upset. Love my power, faithful?
But Dave looks professional. You know, that's the main thing, how you look.
Exactly.
Having a bit of a look through our field, we got a few people. I know there might be a few that are sort of in and out of sequence a little bit with pit stops and a few incidents and that sort of stuff, but we've got a number of people that are sort of up a lot of spots from where they started. Sort of Dylan Gray has gone from 29th up to 12th. Paul Hayes has gone from 22nd to 14th. Michael Dumbrell's gone from 31st to 15th.
Yeah, well, as Shannon just said a minute ago, this place does reward you if you just keep chipping away.
And Paul Young heading into the pits. Look, the one thing that was always said to me from a good mate, Brenton O'Brien, about this place is you just stay on the lead lap. That's all you got to do. Stay on the lead lap and just be there at the end when the last safety car comes out, and anything can happen.
There's never a truer statement than that one.
A lot of it can be luck, but a lot of it can be your own created luck as well, like you boys were saying, just sort of further that point of, yeah, you could quite easily, you just keep it straight, keep it clean, create your own luck by putting yourself in the right position at the right time. The reward can certainly jump out and come your way.
Absolutely. But now we're looking up, the track's crept up to 36, so that's getting into territory where it just feels like the car is got 4 flat tyres, or you're driving on ice. Just when it gets to the track that hot, it just feels like there's nothing underneath you that can help you.
Yeah, exactly. It's certainly not very pleasant once it gets to that point.
Get the dog.
course, Rob Carmichael's still out to 3 seconds now from Michael Whiting. Christian Smart's dropped back to a second. Wallboys is all back up behind Drage now, so you have to start thinking about this next round of pit stops with 20 to go or 22 to go.
Well, we are at that critical lap number that we were talking about to be able to bring it home at one point. So I'm sure the iRacing virtual pit crews are starting to get warmed up, get those shoulders loose for one last pit stop. The fuel man at the ready. I'm sure Shannon's down there watching, keeping an eye out.
The interesting thing to consider here with our front runners is Carmichael's done 20, Whiting's done 18. So there's a big difference in the number of laps that these two guys have done. So I'd probably be expecting Carmichael to come in 2 laps earlier.
Well, if I was Michael Whiting, I'd be pitting. Less fuel to put in. Get some tyres, make that undercut work.
Yeah, and then bring it home the best way you can.
That's what I'd be looking to do.
Yep.
I'm seeing Christian with a bit of damage on his left-hand side.
Left-hand side, let's run through. Yep.
Just brush the wall or something somewhere.
Yeah, just on the tail of the car. Looks straight in the front and looks straight in the back. So yeah, he's just brushed it, I think.
That's all right.
Warboy's still chasing Josh Drage.
Good driving there from Mario, allowing the leaders through. Good sportsmanship. Not affecting the race whatsoever.
From a driver of experience in that. Ooh, Josh Drage on the grass there, coming out of the chase.
Yeah.
And into the pits, both of them. Here we go, some interesting
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so that is interesting.
Flake again.
Front 3 kept going, so this will be
Definitely.
an indicator of the undercut, how much ground they can make up.
So we'll jump on board for Carmichael.
And Rob Carmichael's just done a 2:05.9, Michael Whiting a 2:06.3, and Christian a 2:06.3. So that's a pretty good lap from Rob out in front, doing everything he can to maximise his clear air.
And just back to Mario letting the leaders by. That's one of the good things about a good league is people will do that. And speaking from experience, someone that lets a lot of people by. You know, it's an art to learn that as well, to be able to let them go by easily without getting in the way and without wrecking your own race.
Yeah, keeping an eye on your relative and doing it at the right spot when you know the leaders are coming. Oh, Rob Carmichael just scraped the wall at Forest Elbow. Tim Nichols saying something going on at the dipper.
Yeah, Hodak had a crash with him.
All starting to liven up as we're getting close to this final pit stop.
Hodak's in the wall. He hasn't got going yet. Oh, he's reversed out now, so we don't need a safety car. Always scary. Shane Newen's caught out when Frank Hodak got moving again in the marbles and just scraped the wall himself.
And Carmichael going another lap. Carmichael's gone another lap, so is Whiting, so is Smart.
It's very interesting tactics coming into play here. So Rob's done a 2:06 dead. 2:06.6 for Michael, 2:06.6 for Christian. Be interesting to see what lap times the boys at pitted do. Blake was able to jump Josh the pit stop. I think, unless Josh made a mistake and Blake got him on track. I'm not sure.
I'm not pretty sure.
Sure,
Josh is
yeah.
a fair way back from him, so certainly interesting.
Well, there's no indication on my end that Josh was involved in anything, so SDK is not informing me of anything like that. So I've got Rob Carmichael, still 4 seconds ahead of Michael Wyden. Christian Smart's a further 1.6 back, and then it's 17 seconds back to Nicholas Loveridge. So Scotty McCune catching up on Andrew Archer now, starting to put a bit of pressure on him.
Yeah, it just looked like Josh was stationary an extra couple of seconds than Blake there. It's all done in pit lane by the look of it.
Might have underfueled last stop. And try and get a jump for position. Jump on with Carmichael as he comes out of the chase. See if he goes in this time. No, it's still going. Looks like Whiting's on his way in, I think. No, he's not. And Smart, they're all going to keep going. This is rather interesting now.
Yeah, well, I think Rob was in the position where he had Blake was in the position where he had no choice with the steering damage he had.
Yeah.
He had to pit on and or around that critical lap to get that fixed and then get back out there.
Yeah, Rob's still running pretty well, so I wonder if he's just simply pushing on as hard as he can now that the tyres have sort of plateaued off a bit and just waiting for him to sort of start to drop off and then he'll pit, or if he's got a specific number in his head of when he wants to pit in.
This lap will give us an indication of what fresh tyres can do once Blake crosses the start-finish line. Mind you, Rob and that tanks are near empty.
Still there, Rob?
Yeah, he's still there, Rob. He's still there.
So 2056.
Clean now, Rob. Clean now.
I think there might have been a bit of commotion on the track there, but from what the drivers are saying, it seems like it's all clear and I can't seem to see anything.
Yeah, I think it was Shane Ewan's had a bit of an incident, but he's up and running again.
Let's have a look. It would have been Dave Garbutt, I think.
Cutting, is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, coming out of the cutting, yeah. Still stationary. He's got it going. Off the line. Go back to live pictures for a minute. See where Dave is. Can't. He's still stationary at the cutting. There we go. Keep an ear out. I'd probably say we're going to have a safety car, boys.
It's it's almost impossible to get out of that position because you don't know what's coming.
He's done it. 10 out of 10 for the flick spin.
That was 10 out of 10.
Yeah. That was quite glorious to watch that, wasn't it? I might have to take a few pointers of that.
Well done, David.
Carmichael has kept going and Whiting and Smart have pitted.
David obviously had a good grasp of his relative, or he's got a good spotter there telling him when to go. Yeah, well done.
So he might just jump on with Blake and see how he lines up with Whiting and Co. Pit lane. So have a look. I think that was one of them rolling out. There goes Christian. Christian's rolling out as well, so I think they're going to hang on to that. War Boys in the background there.
Yeah, now's Blake's best opportunity to try and close that gap with Christian being on cold tyres and Blake having some nice warm fresh rubber under him.
His steering wheel is now straight as well.
Yeah, certainly got it going for him, but to steal some of your...
oh, he just had a big slide coming out of Griffin's.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, and Christian's had a big lock-up going into the, going up the top of the mountain there as well, so...
Cold tyres.
Yeah, to steal some of your weatherman data as well, the track is now up to 38 degrees, so it seems like it's getting hotter and hotter out there.
Of course, we're now at that stage of the race too where I reckon fatigue will be starting to really set in.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, doing this far in a race with co-drivers, you're fatigued anyway. Going this far on your own is absolutely crazy. So these guys are certainly starting to get pushed to the limits now, and whilst we know they're quick enough to do really well out there, are they mentally up to the task as well to be able to keep that concentration and keep doing it lap after lap after lap?
And Rob is in the pits, guys. So our new race leader is Dave Coleman. Another one of the fishy boys who we haven't spoken too much about today. Poor old Dave was stuck in traffic and missed the top 10 shootout. And Nathan Gore rolls into second spot as well. Should expect to see Rob to come out of pits any second now.
Yep, Rob's off the jacks and rolling.
Yeah, he's down. Christian's on the start-finish straight. Blake coming up on the start-finish straight as well.
Alright, the limit is off. Oh, Michael's got him here.
Yep.
Oh, has he? No, Rob's cut through. Oh,
there's no love lost between the teammates now. It is on for absolute glory.
No team orders here. Rob on cold tyres. It's going to be hard for him to pull it up.
Coming in hot. Oh, Michael out on the marbles. Oh, Rob's done it. He's held him. Oh, and a bit of banter from the teammate there.
Flashing of the light, saying I thought I was the boss.
Yep, it's a little bit like what we've seen in F1 over the years. Team orders straight out the window. All for absolute glory, which is fair enough. It would be great to say you're a winner of a 500-kilometre solo race.
Yeah, Rob gave nothing there. He was determined to hold his lead.
Yeah. Dave Baldock's in the chat feeling a bit fatigued. He's done one too many donuts in his esky.
Well, good to see you having a good time there, Dave, and you and your esky.
Yeah, Michael didn't seem very happy flashing the lights there. Signal to see in the headmaster's office post-race.
Yeah, I don't know which chat's going to be more interesting, ours post-race or theirs.
It's good to see, like, you know, Rob, both of them fighting hard. It just goes to show you can be in the same team and still give it everything. Racers want to race.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it's still your glory. You're still doing the best that you possibly can. And you're both still competitors.
We've got 15 laps to go.
Michael.
Letting the lap cars in front. Leaders are coming through.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do the right thing, and they do, going up Mountain Straight. Well done.
Paul Young's had an incident, I think. Had a dirty pig replay, so it happened to Youngie.
Not been Paul's day, has it?
No. Fed a bit of grass there. A little bit unlucky.
So at this stage, the fishy boys are looking super, super strong. And Christian doesn't look like he's got much to fight with at the moment. Yeah, we're definitely hoping for a late safety car.
Wouldn't that make things interesting? Not to put the commentator's curse on that, but if there's a late safety car, I reckon we definitely should push that button.
Nathan Gore, what's happened here?
Oh, he's
got a spinner.
Well, the leaders nearly got caught up with Nathan Gore. Oh, don't go back, Christian's there. Blake
That's
coming
another-
through, he's
Another
holding.
tough place to.
Still rolling.
Yeah, he's got it out of there.
Right. Very well done, very patient and good at paying attention to the relatives there. That could have been disastrous, that near. It could have been a really bad commentator's curse if we were talking about safety car and we accidentally took out the top 4 of the race. Whoops.
Well, we keep talking about the sushi train. We've got the fishy boys now with Dave Coleman and Carmichael and Whiting. 1, 2, 3.
Michael applying the pressure to Rob.
Starting to wind up here. I reckon it'll be very interesting if these two fishy boys start really battling away. I wonder what their mindset is, because they'll be wanting to. I reckon there'll be no gloves left on either of these boys. They'll take it to the death if they have to, but they don't want to battle too much, because then they could quite easily let Christian and Blake get back into the mix as well.
Exactly right.
They're going to fight hard, but they certainly don't want to put each other out of the race.
Jamie saying that there would be a safety car guaranteed if he was still in the race.
If he was leading, yeah.
Yeah. So, Rob locking these brakes up there a little bit, so he's definitely still on 10/10s.
Look, the world hasn't been kind to you this weekend, Jamie. You got vets on Thursday night. Life's okay. The sun will come up tomorrow. Just a shame to see Jamie out of the race, because it would have been.
Jamie would be in the mix with these two at the moment, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
Just had another incident. Shane Newens.
Yeah, and we're looking for a tow. This could be the safety car we talked about. So Shane Newens is stuck at the top of Sorman Reed Park.
Yep.
And it's a really...
Ash just about cleaned that up.
Such a precarious position.
Safety car, there it is.
Fujitsu sign, please. Stay to the right. Right after the Fujitsu sign, we have a safety car board in place.
A few of the boys know he's there now.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see any further incidents. Everyone manages to stay out of the way. There's not much room there though, is there?
No, I'm just waiting for the leaders to go past with bated breath.
Well, they're on their way up there now, so... Coleman's through. Carmichael's past. Whiting's past. More boys coming through now.
Everybody's just seen him at the last minute.
Let's have a look on board with Paul Young as he comes through.
78.
Race control's told him to tow straight away to get him out of there, which is probably a smart
move. Yeah, it's very blind.
Yeah, you don't really want an incident occurring there at all at this time of the race. You want to minimise that, keep as many cars out on track as possible.
Oh, Dave Coleman taking the agricultural route into the pits. Jump on board, here's the animal. Our safety car driver, Shannon McMillan, out on track. So just a quick look. Michael Stewart, Mario Reale, Timmy Nichols have all pitted. Dave Coleman's jumped into the pits. Blake's gone into the pits again.
Wow, this is getting very interesting.
How much track position will he lose? That's the question.
Comment.
And he's on the jacks.
15 minutes.
Dave Coleman's still behind him.
I just.
Blake's rolling. Youngie's past him.
Did you see what I made? I'll come out in a minute.
And Blake has dropped in behind Paul Young. So Paul Young has jumped Blake in the pits here.
Paul Young fueled to the end?
I think he might be. I'll just double check that. I'd say Young would be fueled to the end, yeah. 10 laps, so it'll be tight.
Yeah, I reckon the safety car could be falling in Youngie's favour here. It's I don't know, but yeah, he might have to do a bit of fuel saving, but he could be in with a pretty good chance here.
Well, Paul is renowned in vets for using his fuel saving skills to get good results. So no surprises there. He's quite adept at it.
Shit. Larko might use a computer. I know Paul uses a very handy Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, Excel is pretty good here. So what's that? 10 laps ago. So that would put us on what, lap 59 when Youngie came in, wouldn't it? Oh, I go and plug that in. Lap 59, depending on how he was going, based off of the data that I had from when I was racing myself. He should just be safe, especially now with this safety car. He might have one lap left in the tank, unless they do another lap on the safety car, in which case then he should definitely be safe.
I reckon they're doing one more lap on the safety car. We would have seen McMillan disappear by now. We've got a fair spread of the field with cars still on pit straight.
Well, we thought 58, 59 was the critical lap, didn't we? So if he's pitted on 59, he should be good. Clutch in, coasting as much as he can, and
of course, surely someone from the PRA faithful would be sitting in there as his crew chief, helping him go through all this. Surprised it's not Dave Baldock.
another lap under the safety car.
That'll help.
That's given Christian.
There was a few little cheeky moves there from a few people trying to do the good old step left right, see if anyone else went into the pits.
Well, you've got to play all the tactics you can here.
I'm just commentating on this race. So Josh Jarge has stuck to his guns and he's had a great race. So he's sitting in 4th place at the moment.
He's done very well. He's stayed out of trouble for most of it. Coleman's the other impressive one, starting in 10th.
Dave he looked like he was well out of it earlier, but yeah, he's now in 5th spot. The last safety car, 10 laps to go.
It's going to be a great little sprint to the finish from here, I think.
Yeah, that's well, I did call it earlier if it would happen, and I hope you got it ready there, Johnny. Right. I want to push that button. I want to go for it. I reckon it's on here.
The button's on.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle
Just
up.
had a crash pop up on SDK. Let's have a quick look what happened here. We'll
Yeah.
come back.
Doesn't get you any more points, Rob.
Oh, Roy, it's that blue car, mate. That's not what you. Oh, that's not what you want to do under a safety car. That lapse of concentration, the fatigue, obviously, definitely kicking into everybody.
Yeah, it must be. It's not what you wanna. You don't want a wingless Mustang, to say the least.
You wouldn't be too happy with that one, I don't think.
A little bit of a whoopsie, but live and learn. It's a very big and new experience for these guys racing this far on your own in one hit. So I'm sure they'll give it a red hot go at what they can learn out of it.
Jamie making the big call that Blake back in 8th, back in this with fresh boots. Expecting to see Roy in a red car on Thursday night now, Jamie.
So I've just seen in the iRacing chat, Rob Carmichael's certainly got good multitasking skills, complimenting our safety car driver and saying he's doing a marvellous job here. So to be able to do that whilst driving, that's quite impressive.
Well, if you watch any of Rob's streams, I'm often thinking, how can he say hello to everybody, thank everybody with a typing thank you, know every person that comes in and out of the stream while he's still leading the race. It's pretty impressive.
Here we go, boys. This is probably our last chance for this.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Which way will our safety car go? Will he go the quick way? Will he go the slow way? What's he going to do? He's going the boring way.
Alright, so we're just about to complete lap 70, start lap 71 with everybody ready to win Bathurst. Should be a fantastic finish.
And Shan, can he get it in?
Left car in pit lane. Rob, when you're ready.
Oh, nicely done, Shan. Well done.
Hey, bunch it up.
Bit of a call down the back to try and bunch the pack up a little bit more.
There's a gap, no more than 3 car lengths, please.
I wonder when's Rob going to go this time.
Race control, can you have a look at that? Triple one just hit me in the rear.
Rob's gone early, he has. He's gone nice and early.
And we are green flag racing.
Tactic to what he did last time.
Yeah.
Michael was ready for it. I think he tried to use the chatter in iRacing to try and catch everybody out, but didn't really work. Michael was on his toes. Christian as well, right on the tail of Michael.
And Warboy sitting right behind Youngie there as well.
Yeah, they've all seemed to have made it through nice and clean so far, so I reckon they all just want to survive this first lap and then watch the fireworks begin.
And of course, got to be careful. Safety cars breed safety cars.
That is certainly a correct statement. And we've seen them many times over the series, Johnny, haven't we? That is definitely true. Oh, who's that gone a little bit wide? Nicholas Loveridge, a little bit wide up the top there.
Christian Smart all over the back of Michael Whiting here.
I don't know where to look.
It's clicking away. Got Warboys all over the back of Young as well. Last thing you want to do is be held up. They're dropping back a little bit from Loveridge, the group here.
Yeah, I think Nick sorry, just Nick just hit the wall up the top as well. Just gave it a little love tap.
I'm going to bring in
result in similar damage.
I'm going to bring in a special commentator for the last 10 laps. Our special commentator for the last 10 laps is Mr. McKnight. How are you, Jamie?
Hey, Jamie.
Well, I've been better, but I'm enjoying watching.
Enjoying watching,
luck, Jamie. Welcome to the broadcast.
Sorry, mate.
I said bad luck, mate, but welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's a nice consolation to be able to call it with you boys. But yeah, Christian's pretty hungry. I reckon he's going to put a move on.
We're waiting for it.
And what about Blake Warboys? I was bagging him for pitting, but I think he might have pulled off a junior stroke here.
He's got
As long
past Youngie.
as long as he doesn't get held up too much.
No, he's just picked up there, like Johnny just said, he's just picked off one, he's just got past Youngie, he's coming up to Nicholas at a great rate at nights even with that pass, so...
Yeah, I've got to say Rob Carmichael is driving well, but he's had a lot of help from his teammate there, which is what teammates do. He's made sure he's held everyone up, but I think Michael knows that he hasn't got the chance to do that here. He's going to have to get moving.
Oh, absolutely. Looks like Warboys has come up the inside of Loveridge there, coming out of Hell Corner.
And can I say a big thank you to my wife for letting me race today on her birthday? She's a special Barbie.
So that's quite a nice thing of her, and I'm going to give a shout out to a happy birthday to her then, and...
I'll let her know. That cost me a fair bit.
I was going to say, what restaurant that's a favourite that you're going to for dinner tonight?
I'll be paying for the next 2 weeks, that's for sure. Come on, Christian. What do you reckon, boys? Who's looking the goods here?
I'm liking Rob. He's been fairly composed all day. Christian's off on the grass. Can he pull that up? Can he pull that up?
Yeah, he got back.
Well, he's going to have a go.
Definitely having a go.
Yeah, Rob's been pretty faultless.
About now is when Christian's starting to breathe again.
I think, to be fair, Rob was a fair bit behind in the first stint. That first safety car brought him back in, and since then he's been going. He's been on the pace. Oh yes, so I'm a bit delayed watching it. That was a nice save, Christian. So that might just make him think a little bit. But no, Rob's from the second half of the race onwards. Rob's just been in the zone.
Yeah, he's thrown down some pretty good lap times, and he when they both pitted, when they came out, well, he pitted and then Michael pitted. When they came out of the pits, there was no love lost between them fighting going up into Griffin's Bend.
Who was biting?
Yeah.
Nah, he won't pass Rob. He won't pass Rob. Because Rob's third in the championship. So he'll be trying to help.
Certainly looked when they come out of the pits that he was trying to get past him going up Mountain Straight, and Rob wasn't having anything of it.
I think that was just for the ratings, boys.
No. gave us something to talk about.
Whitey's been on the pace all week in pre-quals, so I reckon he's honestly got the pace to pass him if he wants, but he won't. Because he's a good teammate, unlike Stephen Varga.
Super coach.
Steve races big at a better end. And what do you reckon, Duggo? How you've got the other day? I reckon you'd have been in the front.
Well, I've got the advantage of... Carmichael's hit the wall.
Yep.
That's his race done.
I think so. Whiting's past him.
Yep.
Right,
It's going to be hard to come back from that. I'm pretty... I reckon he might have got some steering damage from that.
Oh yeah, that's probably going to slow him up a lot.
How's Blake going? Is he closing in?
Blake is...
He's had a bit of traffic, but he's certainly just having a bit of a click around with the times. He's certainly keeping himself there to shape up to getting into his rhythm and groove that he normally gets into and closing up. So it could be very interesting.
I think he's too far back to threaten the leaders. This is Michael Whiting's race to lose now.
Well, he's probably got a bank on Christian catching Michael and having a bit of a tussle, and that might help him. But I would never write Blake off. He's been an awesome competitor this season, and if I couldn't win it, I'm really happy for him to win it because he bloody deserves it. He's been quick at every race and he's been right on point in qualifying. So he's a brilliant young driver, and like Christian and I were saying in Discord, it'd probably be the last season we get anywhere near him. He's just going to go from strength to strength and be one of those kids that just catapults, I reckon, in the next couple of seasons.
Well, I was just asking the boys. I was saying he's not anywhere near 40, is he?
No, he's 20 or 21.
He's not quite that young. I'll give it to him. He's got a couple grey hairs there, though. He's at a whopping age of 26 as he flips me the bird as he goes up Mountain Straight. So he knows I'm picking on him.
From 46, 26 is like being 18 anyway, so he's still young. But he's really improved this season, as you guys probably noticed, and you can see he's just finding that edge, that confidence on the back. Yeah. This is going to be a battle. Wish I was in it.
Yeah, I will admit then, go with you there, Jamie, watching him sort of and just doing a bit of practice and getting back into it and feeling like you're doing half alright, and then having a look over at that other screen and looking at the times that he can do. You just sit there and just expletives come out, and non-PG related words are all that you can use to describe how the hell do you do it.
Look, I'm quite close to a few of the boys like Ash Barella in that team, and I've helped them with a few setups this year, and I know what time I could do on it. And then I'd give it to them, and he'd go out, Blake, and go a second quicker than me. So, you know, when you see that, you just go, how? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And I know he's on the same setup as me, so how the hell's he doing that?
It's 20 years of reflexes.
Oh, he's just better. It's as simple as that. Go and hide from it.
And the old CSL wheel gets a bit of a flogging as well, I think.
Yeah, he hasn't even got a deck drive. He tried to come in a binding one to let me win the championship.
We've got another car stopped on track, boys, with Mario.
Carmichael having a go at Whiting down into the chase. And he's pulled it off. I don't know whether Michael made that easier than it should have been.
Oh, I'd say so.
I thought that was Rob's race over, but he came back pretty quickly on that.
Just keep an ear out, boys.
I wonder, with that car stop there, guys, I wonder if that could breed another safety car.
Oh, where have we got a car stop?
Solomon. There'd be safety cars in the last 5 laps when in the pre-race briefing, so I'd be surprised to see one now.
Yeah, he'd probably tell him to tow without a safety car.
Yeah, and just to confirm what you boys heard then, I got one ear over that race control radio, and yes, you are correct. Benny has given him permission to tow, deemed him to be in a safe enough spot, so green flag racing till the end at this point in time.
Here comes Smarty and Josh.
And jump back.
Josh Drage has done a great job today.
Very impressive.
Champagne driving from Josh Drage. I call him Roy Drage. That's his nickname. And, young Josh has really come on too. He's going to be a bit of I think, an unknown for next season. He'll be up the front.
It's good to see Pecky Performance Racing being repped up in the top 5 as well.
Oh, it's awesome. You know, young Pecky got the Hillsingfeld pedals on, I think it was Wednesday. Plugged them in. And I gave him a setting for them, and he found a 205 for the first time at Bathurst. So I think we'll see Mark Peck come along too now. He's got the gear.
I thought we weren't allowed to talk about that in case his wife heard.
His wife's watching the broadcast, I hope.
I paid for them. Peck. Yeah, I sponsored him. Yeah, I think he sneaks that out of the petty cash tin. I don't think he tells her. I think we all do a bit of that, boys.
Oh, I think we do, yeah. at some stage.
I need my major sponsor.
I think Smarty could be on him. He's right in the box seat.
Yeah, he had a good look. He had a good look the lap before into the last corner, but just wasn't quite there. But he's certainly keen on getting past Whiting, because I think if he can get past Whiting, he'll put enough pressure on Rob to maybe get past him as well.
100%, and don't forget, I think Rob's probably playing Mike's probably playing blocker at the minute, and the other thing is that Rob's probably been blessed. I don't think he's got too much damage from that smack on the wall, so he's...
yeah, I kind of thought that would have really hurt him, but...
Really hurt him like the big ball boys earlier on, but it doesn't look like it has, so he might have got one of those lucky net codes where you get away with it.
Yeah, it was a net code. It did pop out.
When it's your day, isn't it, boys?
That's right.
Yeah. Although he is going defensive into here, holding up his teammate.
Oh no!
No! Oh no!
Well, that wasn't in the script.
Oh!
Not in the script at all.
Oh, yeah. Look, we go to the replay.
Christian Smart in the box seat. Josh Drage in second place. David Cox in third place.
What did I say lap ago, boys?
Yep.
Bathurst never... It never ceases to amaze me.
Wow. I'll tell you what, I'm glad we hit that button before, lads.
Not wrong.
Yeah, this is a big finish.
If you think I was pranking before, I wouldn't want to be in the fishing box.
No, that's a sushi train that no one wants to be a part of now.
I bet Rob's not too happy on the typing now.
Yeah, It's John. Do we have a beeper installed? We might need one.
Have a look is up on the tail of Rob now. War Boys.
Boys.
Yep.
He could still be in this. Because I reckon Josh is going to have a dip at Christian too.
Christian's got a little bit of a gap now, but...
Yeah, this is exciting, riveting stuff here.
Yeah, so all we've done, ladies and gentlemen, is just drive 450 k's to make everyone really, really tired, and decided now we're going to have a sprint race to the end.
Warby's just making a move on Rob Carmichael into the chase by the look of it.
Yeah, I pulled it off.
He's got it done.
So now, what do we got? 4 laps to go, and Blake Warby's is going to be making ground hand over fist on these boys.
Oh yeah, he's only got 2.5 seconds to reel them in by, so...
I know Mrs. Warboys is watching, so sorry about Mark's pronunciation of your last name.
I've had a lot of complications from surgery, so excuse me.
No, mate, a lot of medicine. You're doing well.
You've done well, Mark.
And you asked how I would have gone in this race. I would have had the advantage of the catheter.
Yeah.
Rob having a look back in. Oh, here we go. No! Oh! Blake saw that and stayed out wide, luckily.
I think Rob's a little bit cronky.
Yep.
Blake just let me know.
That's why I stayed out of the race. I didn't think it was a good idea for me to go back out. That was a little bit
deja vu.
That was a little risky, I thought.
We figured you'd wind up in the com box once you'd cooled down a bit.
Yeah, just Barbie had to give me a cuddle and a kiss and a coffee. And it was all right.
Let's have a look at
Or
Josh.
were you just being a team player and jumping on, like, getting off, saying you're getting off early to help her out on her birthday?
That's what I
Being a
told
true
her.
gentleman.
Look, it just wasn't worth it. You know, the championships didn't mean anything to me, love. It's your birthday that's important.
So now we've got Josh with the absolute bit between his teeth. He can see a victory for himself here. And he's driving at 11/10.
Yep, it's either going to be a Josh Strode's win or he'll end up hanging over the fence too, I reckon. Christian's too experienced to say it here. He's not
Yeah, I was just about to say the maturity and the experience of Christian is his biggest asset here. Even if people are catching him, he knows where to put the car.
But I must say, the People's Champion did predict it. He said if these two get into a tangle, Christian's in the box seat.
Yep.
Yeah.
When are you ever wrong?
Only when I'm driving.
And War Boys hasn't really made an indent in catching these guys.
No, I'm surprised about that because he's got the pace. So
Well,
I don't know.
206.9 for Christian.
I've been having a few cheeky looks at Blake's relatives. So that move with Rob did slow him up a little bit, and he's in about the same spot he was last lap with him. So this lap will be a really big telltale.
Yeah, he's put in tense, but I don't think he's got enough time.
Nah, I think he's run out of laps unless these boys in front start battling away.
That's what he needs. He needs just to send it on Christian.
Well, Christian and Blake have done basically the same lap time. So
I'll tell you what,
Josh.
We haven't mentioned Dave Coleman much, have we? But Jesus
No.
Christ,
Yeah, I thought he was out of it after about 10 or 12 laps. He had so much bad luck early.
Oh! Big fishy moment from the fishy motorsport car there. Holy moly.
Rob really is quite cranky, I think, Bruce. He's driving with anger.
Of course.
All three cars. The keyboard.
That's allowed War Boys to pick up 0.7.
Yeah, I reckon I'm on your boat here, Jamie. I don't think we could quite rule out Blake for a podium. He's maybe running out of laps, but these boys in front are giving it a go.
He's pulled in the second on this lap. He's down to 1.9. Could War Boys pull out a championship winning special?
That's a big ask, but I think he'll give it a go.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've raced him all season. I wouldn't put it past him.
Here you go. Here's a question for you, Jamie. You know our Christian quite well. How nervous would he be right now?
He doesn't get nervous. He's like me. We don't really get nervous. We just get a bit old and tired. Because Christian's 49 and I'm 46, and we quite often say, this is the part of the race where we've got to concentrate, man. We're both sweating. just before I crashed. Oh, sorry, I blew my engine. He goes, mate, I'm wiping sweat out of my eyes. I said, mate, I've been doing that since lap 3. And I had the fan and the air conditioning on.
And it's going to quickly go to a replay, boys. Something's happened to Roy Clark again.
Poor Roy.
No.
I really feel for Roy, actually. Like, he's just having nothing going his way.
And coming down through the S's, and that's not too great. He's just done the engine as well there, I think, and called for a tow.
I'll tell you what, Christian looks pretty composed here, boys. I think he's found his rhythm.
Yep.
Blake
Blake,
plays 1.2.
Blake in the
Blake.
205s, everybody else in 206s.
Yeah, 205.8 for Blake, 206.8 for Christian.
Oh,
And something's just happened to Paul Young, and he's towed back to the pits, so not sure
well, Paul.
what's happened to Paul.
Paul's he's bloody good driver, Paul. I feel sorry for him there. He really put himself back in the race.
Definitely not PRA's day.
Well, that doesn't make me sad, to be honest. Not with Dave Baldock at the helm, but I do like a couple of his drivers. I do like Paul very much. He's a good competitor, and he's a good sport. Probably in the wrong team. Might have to sort that out for him.
I'm still a bit shell-shocked with the two fishy boys doing what they've done.
Oh, so am I. I just
Yeah.
cannot
I'll tell you
believe
what,
that.
I'm in their Discord, so I'm going to jump in straight after racing and grab the popcorn. It's going to be good. I'm not going to say a word either, I'm just going to listen. I think I think he's too classy here, boys.
Yeah, he's too much experience. He's a great driver. He's a great competitor.
Great bloke too.
Yeah, good guy. Just always there, always there.
And he's a bloody good golfer too, did you know, boys? He's a real good golfer.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he's one of those blokes that's good at everything he does, I think.
Just going to quickly have a look, see if we can see what happened to Youngie.
I don't think he wants you to, John. None of us
Alright,
do that.
Warby's made his way. He's right on the back of Dave Coleman now.
I think he's on for a podium, there's no doubt about that. But
Dave Coleman will be just thinking, come on, I've worked all day for this.
That's exactly what he's thinking. Go away.
Yeah, exactly.
To
Alright,
me,
lap
Josh?
80. Drive of the day.
Guys. Oh, Paul. No.
Yeah, a couple
Paul Young
laps to
just got
go.
up in one foul swoop. Well, boys, looks like trouble here, boys.
Yeah, he's thrown everything at it.
Yeah, did that.
Tell you what,
2/3 of a lap to do it.
if he does it, it'd be a reflection of his season because he's driven perfect.
Yeah, if you're Dave Coleman, you certainly would be having one eye on that mirror everywhere you can to just check and see where he's at.
Breakout drive for Dave Coleman, though. I mean, like, at the start of the season, he was nowhere near the front boys, and he's really come on. He could be proud if he gets third, fourth, or fifth.
Yeah,
Like I said,
exactly.
after 10 laps, he had so much bad luck early in the race, I thought his day was done.
Yeah, no, they were saving that for me, Duggo. Well, I'm wearing that shirt. But I'll tell you what, I'm almost happy my engine blew so I can watch this. This is tops.
Yeah, this is. I'm excited to see how it's going to go here.
The ratings are through the roof.
I think someone just nicked a wall there. Heard a little bit of a scrape as they went through. No damage visible on any of them. Big freight train going on here down Conrod. Who's
Long
gonna
lock up
help?
too.
Coleman just needs to be in Drage's draft and just
that'll
park it
protect
in the
him.
middle. That's all
That's
you
all
got
he's
to do.
got to do, right in the middle of the track.
Yeah,
So-
Blake's
Oh,
going
it's
for
big
it. Blake's
dive.
going.
Huge one.
Oh, he's pulled it
Didn't get
off.
there is a crisscross
No.
one. Oh, he's going back around the outside.
Jesus.
He's holding it there. Oh, little up tap for the boys there.
Right.
There's a braking duel now. No, he's got it done.
Oh, Blake just a little bit deeper. Dave will be all over the back of him trying to get that back. What? Here we go into the last lap. This is exciting, gents.
War Boys is more looking for a win here. He's not looking for a third.
I thought it was 80 laps.
Oh,
No, 81
Hey.
laps. 81 laps.
Oh, I've called the race.
I'll tell you
What
what.
happens when you get
Now
old?
Christian will be a little bit concerned, I'd say.
I think he'd be very happy.
seconds in it.
No, he'd see Blake third on the relative and he'd be thinking that's not good.
He's got enough to get now.
Oh, I don't know. Riveting stuff here, people.
This is certainly up there for one of the most exciting finishes we've had in a race throughout the series sort of period. Like, this is season finale. The boys have really turned it on for us.
And I'll tell you what, he's turned me into a bit of a fan, more boys. He's bloody good. Like to come from that damage, take an extra pit stop with what was it, 10 laps to go, and be in it for the win or at least the podium. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, and great drive from Drage as well. He's just hung in there all day.
He can be proud no matter what happens from here.
Yeah, he just chipped away all day. Hasn't quite at the pace of the front runners, but he's just never given up and kept it straight, done everything right. And here he's sitting in second spot at the moment.
A couple of shout outs too to Michael Dumbrell, up 23 spots in 8th. It's a fairly good drive as well.
That's an excellent drive.
I'll tell you what, Nicholas Loveridge has put in a good performance too. He's 11th and he's really
come on this season.
There with thereabouts. Yeah, he's really improved. Same as Nathan Gore.
Yeah, no, these boys have all done very well this year. Done very well to survive 500 Ks of Bathurst.
Last corner for Mr. Smart. He's flashing the lights.
Go, Christian.
That's a great drive.
Himself in, and our 500 winner, Mr. Christian Smart. Great stuff.
Josh Trajan second, War Boys third, Coleman fourth, Carmichael comes home in fifth, Whiting in sixth.
Yeah, he's doing it for the old boys, Christian. Well done, mate.
Well
done.
done.
Well done, Christian. That's a great drive.
That is
He's very happy with that.
I told him he was going to win too when I jumped on Discord, so I can tell him I was right. That's a great drive there, and War Boys to finish on the podium for the championship. Congratulations to him, mate.
Yeah, it's a fair effort by old Blakey boy.
Yeah, I think it would be fair enough for both Blake and Christian to do some donuts around the track together.
That's a
Blake for the championship win, Christian for the 500 win. Both boys should be very happy with themselves.
I'm surprised Christian's doing burnouts when he probably should be jumping out going to the toilet.
The 2 litre milk bottle I've got is so we can go to the toilet whenever we want.
Okay.
Just got to empty it out and have it, sort of between your legs on the floor there.
Don't kick it over when you're getting out of the rig, huh?
No, you need to put it back on. That's important.
And don't mistake it for the Barocca either.
I tell you what, I've got to feel a bit for Rob Carmichael there, though.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, but that's Bathurst, isn't it? It just keeps throwing up unknowns, no matter whether it's real life, sim racing. It's always the same.
100%. And can I just say something? Andrew Hoffman has finished on the lead lap in the 17th when he was 2 laps down at the start. That's a pretty fair effort too, I've got to say, for the Hoff. Well done, buddy.
Yeah, great stuff from Andrew there.
Lots of great drives today.
Of course, also running a tribute livery today too as well. So
one driver that'll be disappointed with the result, I think, is Tim Nicol. He had the pace to the front, I think, but he had a few little mishaps along the way too that just didn't go his way. So he'll be back bigger and better next season.
The Pecky boys, though, they'll all be happy for Josh.
Oh, Josh has done unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's his best drive ever that I've seen.
It's great effort by all there.
And well done to WK&P, mate, on the championship.
Yes.
Is that your first team championship?
That will be, yeah.
Oh, mate, we'll have to put that one on the wall.
And of course, with young H, I've just been waiting to hear. He was in the battle for a blue plate this afternoon too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether he got up or not. Just waiting to hear back from Ryan.
He's another one that concerns me. I think he'll be off in the distance shortly.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Young
got plenty of
H will
talent.
certainly be up there.
Plenty of talent he has. Yeah. Good kid too.
Yeah. He's
There we go.
quicker.
Ash
Blake.
Barrella finished in 16th, eh? You've heard better than that.
I'm going to leave the broadcast here, if that's
Yep.
all right.
Yep, that's all right, Mark. Thank you very much for your help today, mate.
Mark, if you
no
got
worries.
someone on standby to help
Thanks
you
for
out of the
popping
rig.
in, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me, John, and good luck next season for the East Coast Series. It looks like it's a great series, and hopefully it goes on to bigger and better things.
Hey, go before you go, mate. Have you got someone on standby to help you get out of the chair?
No, I haven't, but I've got my neighbours' kids here bringing Lego in, wanting me to build stuff with them. That's why I got to go.
Marcus,
No worries,
well
Mark.
done, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah, and you're welcome in the combox anytime you want to come in, Mark.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'll be happy to jump in next season as well. If someone reminds me it's on, I'm a little bit old, but if you could prod me and poke me, I'll jump in.
That sounds
Easy.
good.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, thanks, boys.
All right, I'm going to
Cheers, mate. Have a good one.
the podcast. Well done on the
Thanks.
season. And I'll talk to you soon, boys.
No worries. Thanks, Jamie. And we'll
Have a
bring
good one,
in
Jamie.
our race winner, Christian Smart. Christian, well done, mate.
Well done,
Great
Chris.
stuff on the race win, mate.
Thank you.
I told you he'd win.
Oh, he did, mate. Jamie actually backed it. And I just had a chat with Mark and he called it, but I can't believe it. If I had three strong contenders, Jamie and the Fishy Boys. Bad luck to Rob and Michael. They were so fast.
But I told you he'd win in that last pit stop, didn't I?
Mate, you backed me. I fucking gave it everything.
See you later, boys. Well done, Christian.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Jamie, for coming in, dropping in, having a chat. Christian, mate, you would have been absolutely dumbfounded like the rest of us when the two Fishy Boys going in the Griffin decided to go exit stage left.
Oh, no, I couldn't believe it. At first, I thought maybe they both short-fueled and they were just helping each other, tow each other along because they certainly had the pace. And when I caught them and they did that, I thought, oh, shit, I've just done a Bradbury here.
You're not wrong.
Definitely one of the toughest races I've called because it was just action everywhere for the whole last half of it.
Yeah, for sure. And the championship was so close. Awesome series.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the final points are going to roll out, but I'm sure Ben will let me know shortly. But yeah, well done today, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'll let you do the obligatory shout-outs.
Yeah, sure. First of all, like Jamie McKnight, he just pushes me, and he's a great fella, and we've become really good friends. And he's been helping me out. We've been helping each other out, and either way, we were happy with either of us coming in front of each other today. It's just unfortunate, that he had a mishap of DNF. So, firstly, I'd like to thank SSR boys and United Synergy combined team there. All the boys at SSR and all the guys that put all the hard yards into this series. Drivers, congratulations to Josh and Blake and the boys that came second and third. And it's been a great series. You guys that put the broadcast on, and and the fans that watch it and back it.
Thanks, Christian. Sounds like, mate, you need to have a deep breath. And
oh, mate, I am cooked, mate. I had to actually call my wife to ask her to close the blinds because the sun was beating in on me and it was like cooking me.
Oh no, that's not medium rare or anything. That is well done, man.
No, I'm like, oh, mate, my drinks run out, and I'm like, mate, I'm drenched here.
Good stint though, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll just bring Ben in. We've got Ben Anthony in, our man of the moment. We're just congratulating Christian on his win, Ben.
Yes, congratulations, Christian.
Yeah, thank you, Ben.
Thought we'd just throw you in the deep end. And what we'll do now is we will bring in our second place getter, Josh Droge. Josh, congratulations on second, mate. What an awesome
Good
drive.
stuff, Josh. Great work.
Can't believe that, to be honest. It just opened up for me towards the end.
Yeah.
Two of them just hit each other. But I'll take it.
Nah, you've done well, mate. It was sort of your expectations at the start were you'd be happy to be top 10, but I don't think you sort of ever dreamt of being on the podium. So I think you've sort of done really well. You sort of hung tough with everybody after a bad start, and yeah, you should be proud of yourself, mate.
Oh, that last lap with Blake behind me, I was just a bit nervous then. Probably the hardest lap I've ever done, but third would have been alright too, but second even better.
Yeah, well, they say quite commonly that, especially around here, that you have to be in the right position and make your own luck as you go with it to put yourself in the right place at the right time, and you certainly did that today, and second's a very good reward for it.
Yeah, thank you, and I was a bit nervous when I think did Blake get tyres?
He did,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
I thought we were just all going to get overrun. I thought the same thing, but glad I stayed out.
He's done well. Done well. You want anyone to give a shout out to?
I've got to give something to the Pecky boy. They're always in a bit of drama. At least I could get one on the podium this year.
I'm sure Mark will be pretty chuffed with your performance too, mate.
No, he had a tantrum before with his new pedals, but he'll be fine.
Oh, you get that with little people.
Hi, Mark.
Oh dear.
We love you, Pecky.
Yeah, we love you, Pecky. Just got to keep it real for the fans.
Absolutely.
We might
All
bring in,
ratings.
before we bring in our third place getter, we might bring in our hard charger. So we'll bring in Dylan and we'll have a chat to him and then we'll get Blake. Dylan, congratulations on winning the hard charger, mate.
Good race, Dylan.
Yeah, cheers. I was trying to fix up one of my pedals on my wheels.
Well, glad it survived the 500 Ks and not a moment sooner.
No, it didn't fall off. It just one of the clips in that screws in that just came off the pedal and that, which is easy fix.
Oh yeah.
You've done well, mate. It's a very very tough race doing that over 500 Ks for that distance.
Yeah, and it's also one of my best results as well in this league.
Nice.
Well done, mate.
So
Congratulations.
certainly a good way to end the series. End it with a bang.
Yeah, had one my teammate in the true blue livery helping me along and that.
Yep.
He had a shocker and that, so but the two last safety car brought him back in, which is the main thing in that. But otherwise, I want to say well done to Blake on the championship and that, and unlucky to Jamie with his engine blowing again.
Yeah, poor old Jamie.
Emphasis on the word again there, unfortunately.
Yeah. I thought you were about to say emphasis on the word old. And I was going to go, geez, I've got himself in trouble again. What we might do is we might bring in our third place getter and just tell him there's been a default in the points and he didn't finish second in the championship.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Blake, how you going, mate?
Number 2 in the championship. What's going on?
Miscalculation, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, that's why Ben's in here. We brought out the big guns because John and I weren't game enough to tell you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your third, mate. That was a tough race. You didn't do that easy.
No, it was good fun though. Good battles at the end there. Had a blast.
Yeah, no, it was very interesting at the end there. I kind of feel sorry for the Fishy boys. They muddled themselves up going in the Griffins and sort of opened the door up for everybody.
That caught me by surprise. I was like, oh, there's a free spot.
Yeah, I think that caught many by surprise there.
I did forget to ask Dylan. He's gone. I forgot to ask Dylan. He that tongue tied now. It's been talking too long. I forgot to ask Dylan if you wanted to give a shout out to anybody, but anyway, that's all right. Mate, congratulations on the championship, Blake. That's our first championship for WK&P. And I'm not sure where the team championship fell, whether we've got that one as well, but very proud team moment. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, well, obviously to Benny for putting on the series, Ash and Rich and Shannon for all their hard work behind the scenes as well, whether it's a safety car or looking at stuff. You two boys for doing a great work on the streams. It's been great to watch back after each round. Everyone that joined the series as well. It's been a ripper of a competition the whole way through. Hard racing, but nice and fair. Been great fun. Then obviously Wodonga Karts and Parts, WK&P Race Engines, LGK Karts Australia, Dirty Pig Clothing, Kinetic Industries and Kinetic Motorsport, and everyone that's been tuning in.
It's definitely everyone that's been tuning. They've been making the series a great event and really looking forward to next season. And if you haven't registered already, there's a link in the chat, so make sure you jump in and sign up. And just on a little bit of other WK&P news, Blair, Herman and Ryan are all won a blue plate in the New South Wales Championships.
Congratulations.
and poor old H came third. He broke an accelerator cable apparently.
Yeah,
Oh no.
So it's just like iRacing.
Just like iRacing.
Yeah.
Yes. So Ben, next season, when are we kicking off?
We kick off on January 11.
January 11. So we'll be back.
Lock the date in.
We'll all be back then for that. And don't forget to do your rego. And is there anything else, Ben, we need to say? Or you want to say before we close out this season?
Just wanted to just mention the top 5 of the championship.
Yep.
So we had Blake on 2,265. Jamie was 53 points shy over 15 races. So very, very close with the 2 drop rounds as well. Rob Carmichael ended up getting P3 in the championship, tied on points with Harrison, but on countback pipped him. And Harrison P4 and Christian came 5th in the championship. So
Thank you.
Congratulations to Christian there as well.
Thank you. Can I also have a huge shout out to Laurie and Torrance Safety there. Laurie's 72 and he does the V8 veterans races. And so if anyone thinks they're too old for this, there's no way. This is awesome, guys.
Absolutely. Big fan of the vets. And, you know, as we're saying in broadcast, you know, we've thrown blokes in the deep end. They've managed to get on with it and enjoy it. And, you know, as Christian said, if you think you're too old or even too young for this, it's definitely worth getting into.
Yeah, exactly. Get in, have a red hot go, build up your experience. Just keep putting the laps in, and like we've seen a lot of the boys here, even though it's sort of hard racing, stuff like this is very fair racing as well. And the more you do, the more experience you have, and before you know it, you'll be up the front like Josh here and finish, and like Dylan, and finish the season on a PB. So it's certainly fantastic, and it is certainly something that once you're in, you're hooked, and you won't have any other hobbies.
You won't have time.
Exactly.
We might leave it there for this season. Big thank you to Ben. Big thank you to all of the people that have been out supporting and watching us. I think we got up to about 26 or 27 today, which was good.
Yeah, it was
in the
certainly
stream.
up there.
And not to mention the fact that a lot of drivers and people will watch this later. Yeah, just big shout out to my partner for letting me spend all my time sitting up here on my rig and doing this sort of stuff, because I do enjoy it. And I enjoy the comradeship that we have in vets and in this series. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you all after Christmas.